is sick as fuck. Sorry.
Okay. Let me turn off. We are officially live on YouTube now. I am going to
What's up, BoobTube?
YouTube. I need to.
Tube of the boob.
I need to turn off my ceiling fan because the glare is gonna fuck up the fucking video, and I need to switch to my table lamp. I'm glad I remembered that before we officially start. Real quick.
Do you think it costs a lot of money to get incorporation with a 1-800 number?
I don't know.
I was thinking about it like a porn site, like 1-800 wet tits or something.
I mean, it's the price. I imagine. I'm not 100% on. I have no idea, but I doubt it's actually very difficult to do. I'm pretty sure the process is probably very easy if you have the money.
Like, imagine, like, you just, like, did all your shit and, like, you just paid for that. And, like, oh, hey, by the way, you should check out this podcast that we were promoting called Don't Be So Sensitive, Don't Fear the Queer and Banana Stickers. And they're like, wait, what? And they're like, okay. And just out of curiosity, they check it out and they're like, hey, these motherfuckers are pretty cool.
Right. Okay, hold on.
I'm the same.
I'm posting up the link real quick on my Facebook, and I'm going to post it up on the group page, and then we can go ahead and get started. Everything is set up. We are recording live right now, so don't say anything incriminating. And let me just make sure that everything is good, and we can officially start the show.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Susan.
Exactly. Okay. I was gonna relocate to my workshop, but I was like, I really don't feel like moving anything. So let's just do the show. I don't really care. It's not like there's anything in my room that's actually interesting to watch. Plus, it's a pain in the ass to move everything back and forth. So fuck it.
The migration period.
Yeah, no, and don't get me wrong. I mean, once trouble is fixed, it won't be a problem because I'll probably spend most of my time in the workshop because I can leave my doors open and not have to worry about him, fucking George's cat. But in the meantime, I have to keep them separated. I have to either keep them in the garage or keep them in my room. And unfortunately, now officially, okay, well, let's start the show. We'll talk about that. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, we're good. Are you good? You need to do anything before we start?
Let me smoke real quick. Doesn't interfere with the.
Oh, okay.
Why can we coffee?
Okay, well, my bowl's good. I need another beer real quick.
Let me take a sippy sip on my lippy lip and we'll get going.
Okay. I got my beer. I got my weed. I got my jars. I can break some more if I need to. I got my pipe right here. I'm good to go. I am good. I got my little producer here, Lucky, the original mascot, hanging out here at my desk. Oh, I'm a little buddy.
I just got this bud from my brother-in-law, so I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, I want to take a hit first and be like, I'm okay.
My little Lord Trump out here is gonna assist us in this episode, so it'll be cute. Okay.
All right, guys, choose your tobacco products wisely.
All right. All right. Are you good? You ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I would do my best to not fuck up the ending this time. Could not get over that. I couldn't get over that shit. I was like, God damn! I didn't edit it out either. I was like, no, leave it in. I was gonna edit it out, but I was like, nah, leave it. It's still funny.
It's funny. Okay.
All right, we're good. We're live. The audio's recording. Audio is good. Okay. Actually, let me lower the lights. That's better. Okay. All right. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're listening. This is Don't Fear the Queer with Max Power and Liz. I'm Max Power here with my co-hosts.
The Liz. Happy Saturday.
So real quick, guys, before we go ahead and start this episode, really quickly, I just want to give an honorable mention to our first responders, that being our police officers, our EMTs, and our firefighters. You all do not get the respect and the pay that you all deserve for what you do. So seriously, guys, be safe out there, and please, also thank you for everything that you do. And also to our truck drivers out there, I found out that last year you are the biggest part of our demographic. I don't know why I never thought about that. Truck drivers listen to a lot of podcasts because music gets boring, same playlist over and over again. But hearing real people have conversations about real shit like we do actually helps you get through the night on these long ass fucking drives. Because you know what? You're real people, and unfortunately, your 48 hour fucking shifts, your drives, you don't have a chance to sit and actually have a conversation with anybody. So you listen to us. So guess what? We appreciate you. Also, really quickly, check out our other podcast, Don't Be So Sensitive, the original podcast I started with Joey back in 2019, which is on hold at the moment, but we are working on the reboot. We will discuss that in just a moment. And also check out our spin-off podcast, which is Banana Stickers. My friend Laura might be a brand new guest and possibly a repeat guest, maybe even a co-host, because she's got a lot to say. She's got a lot of knowledge. She's got a lot of experience, and she is definitely down to put together an episode. So stay tuned for that. All that aside, one last thing. This episode is not brought to you by Natural Light Beer. Yet, Natural Light, the safer choice. I take a sip for effect. All that aside, Liz, how the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm slightly regretting the decision I made earlier, but I'm going to with both feet and saying, you know what, fuck it. I'm an adult. I got adult money.
Wait, real quick. I already know what you're gonna say. Really quickly, I forgot to ask you this. Because usually I haven't recorded with Joey in a minute. Let me ask you this really quick, just in your real quick opinion, and then please go into what you're gonna say. What did you think of that intro? Because I've been really working on doing that right. How did that come out?
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's getting like really seamless. You're getting really good at it.
Okay, and again, like, I'm just asking because
There's like a natural fluidity now. You're not like staggering. You're like kind of like, oh fuck, this goes here, this goes here.
Yeah, that's
okay,
really.
Then I say this.
I'm trying to make sure I hit all the main points, and then after that, we'll touch bases throughout the episode. I want to get into a habit of like seeing the same thing because it's gonna be funny when we do the reboot of Don't Be So Sensitive. I'm gonna have to change my fucking intro. And I'm like, fuck, I don't even know how to fucking do it, dog. I got so used to the one with Joey. I already had it like, like down to a science. So now I'm like, okay, I gotta make this like the way that one was, like where like it just like like flows off the tongue. You know what I mean? So I'm actually gonna have to like.
Idea. How dare you have her introduce it?
I thought about that. I'm not gonna lie, but sorry, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Real quickly, before we get into that, what were you talking about? What was your? Hey, I'm a big girl. I have money. I can make adult decisions. I can make adult decisions without anybody giving me shit for it. And even if they do, fuck them. It's my money. Liz, what did you do today? God.
I'm at $175 worth of Pokemon cards.
$175.
That's including tax.
Dude, my friend Laura went and bought groceries. My friend Laura spent $183 today, and you know what she spent that money on? Groceries.
You know how much money I spent on groceries today? Also, $188.
Oh my god. Okay, what did you buy though? That's okay. I'm curious. What did you buy though?
In the same day, we went to Sam's. We bought our bulk stuff like we always do. The only thing that I deviated from the plan to get that I'd never have gotten there, as I bought myself another fan for the bedroom because I need like a little fan for my side of the bed. Other than that, we bought our usual commodities, which is 2 things of water, toilet paper, sanitizer wipes, trash bags, honestly, Tide Pods, and a couple other things, but it's like bulk, so it's a shit ton of it for like a long time because we live out in the fucking sticks, so I'm not going to drive to the store every other fucking week when my shit runs out. It's like, no, I'm going to buy it all in fucking bulk. Oh, and toilet paper. I don't know if I said that. You always got to have your shit tickets.
What's crazy is that, like...
But then, yeah, I proceeded to stop by somewhere else and spend $175 on Pokemon.
I do the math.
Oh
I do the math, and then roughly you spent about almost $400 in a day, basically. And half of it was crap that you need to survive. The other crap was, fuck it.
Shit that I want.
Exactly. No, for the record, let me just say this right now. One, I am not judging you. And this goes to the audience. Because actually,
we are, don't lie.
No, it's funny because I had this conversation with my daughter the other day because I sent to her an edit that I made in an episode that Joy and I recorded about talking about how, the way we solve America's problems is just stop spending money on crap we don't need, going out to eat, going to events, blah, blah. And in the last 2 episodes that we recorded, we talked about that, about how, it's okay to do it every once in a while. Like you told me about a month ago, you and Andra, went out to a nice evening, you went out to dinner, went to a movie, but mainly because you don't do that very often. Every once in a while, you're like, hey, we both got the night off. Let's just go out and have a date night. And because you reward yourself. You work hard. You should enjoy yourself every once in a while. Take the time to just enjoy yourself with the money that you fucking earn. But the problem with the world today is that, like, everybody sees all of these rich assholes, these celebrities, these musicians, these influencers on fucking Instagram and TikTok, and they want to live vicariously. They don't want to live vicariously to them. They want to live like them. I made that mistake for several years. I moved back to San Antonio, and I was living the Ray life. And here's the thing: I'm not Ray. Ray one gets a check every month for because he gets disability. I, on the other hand, actually have to work for my money. However, I was still spending more or less what he was spending on fucking beer every single day for a long time. And at the same time, I was driving to his house. I did the math. I was spending about $70 a week just to go hang out with Ray. And that's because he don't appreciate shit. I bring him a beer. I keep him company. I put up with his bullshit. And midway through the conversation, we start arguing. He starts calling me pathetic. Oh my God, you're a piece of shit. Your parents hate you. And I'm like, in my head going, why do I come here, man? What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, why do I put myself through this bullshit? He doesn't appreciate shit. So again, back to my original point though, is like, spending money on crap you don't need, and I was doing that. I was living the Ray life, not realizing, dude, you actually work. You don't have the time or the money to be spending on crap like this all the fucking time. And it took me a few years to realize that's what I was doing. The sad part about it though is that nobody really seemed to care. That's what bugged me the most about this shit, dude. So I finally wised up, and I spoke to my daughter about situations like that. So, it's okay to indulge every once in a while. Just don't overdo it. That's the problem, because we have all these shows like Cribs that glorify people with money and what they spend their money on. And this is what really fucks me. And I want your opinion on this. What do you think about our very first trillionaire in history?
This piece of shit.
Now, first of all, let me ask you this.
Overpriced piece of shit. Let me rephrase that. He's an overpriced piece of shit.
Check it out. Now, on the other side, forget the person in question. And, and anybody that's not living under a rock for the past 5 years, you know exactly who we're talking about. I'll say his name, Elon fucking Musk. Let me ask you this. Okay, say you did not know who the person was. It was anonymous. Maybe it leaked out. Holy shit. Somebody has actually been declared as the very first trillionaire in history. What would be your first reaction to that? 'Cause I know what my first reaction was. What would be your first reaction if you did not even know who the person was? You just found out somebody got declared as the very first trillionaire in the world.
Cool. What are they paying taxes a year?
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. My first.
I don't give a fuck what they did to do it. Cool. They worked. They did apparently something to make that amount of money. But cool. What are they paying taxes?
My first question, honestly, is one word: why? Like, why do you have that much money? Like, what do you do with all that? Like, $1 trillion. Okay, $1 billion to me was a feat. That means you accumulated 999 billion dollars plus one. I mean, I've gone down fucking rabbit holes and watching the kind of shit that millionaires spend their money on. $1 trillion. I mean, shit, dude. There's not enough, fucking cocaine and strippers in the world to fucking run through that shit healthily without killing yourself in a day or two. So what do you do with all that money? Why is it even necessary besides it just being, hey, look what I got? I mean, he could literally solve poverty, fucking food hunger, hunger, in like across the country, across the world, with a fraction of that money. But instead, he has it just to say, guess what? I'm a trillionaire. But that's it. That's it. I don't give a fuck what he's doing or what he's done. He has that much money and he's not doing shit with it. He's just holding on to it. The way you get that rich is by not spending your money on shit or investing in some shady shit, which he did both. But now he has all that money, and what is he doing with it? Nothing. It's just bragging rights. That's it. That's all the fuck it is. All these rich assholes, it's just bragging rights. Like, in the overall, what is the fucking point of having that much money if you're not doing anything with it, good or bad. You want to be an asshole, fine, but either way, you're still hoarding the majority of your cash. You're not spending it. You're just holding on to it just to be a dick. Frankly, there are more shit. We have literally 1 million people in this country that are millionaires, but yet the rest of the nation is barely living check to check. I mean, does that make sense to anybody at all? Really? What do you think about that, Liz?
No, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Like you and your wife, you both work. You're right.
But right now, you want to hear something really cool?
Please.
Just on one card alone, right now that I just pulled,
Mm-hmm.
I made my money back on half of what I just paid.
Let me ask
It's
you.
just
Okay.
like the lottery, guys. I'm telling you, it's fun. I've been dealing with this. Let me rephrase that. I've been doing this since it came out. I've been doing this since the Gen 1 dropped. I've been doing this since the Japanese cards came to America, the Chinese cards, Korean cards came to America. I've been collecting since day one. I just fell off in my 20s because, chasing drugs in the vagina got more preoccupied and more fun. And then I finally fell back into a calmer habit of, let's fucking do Legos. Let's do this. Let's do that. Then I got into Pokemon cards just randomly. Buy a pack here and there, buy a pack here and there, buy a pack here and there. Whereas there's this one I kept looking at that I've been wanting to buy, and it was only $80, but of course it's upsold because the market price for it is like $50, $60, so it's upsold for like $90. So I was like, I want to take the risk, but then I don't. I was like, but then also too, it's just like the lottery. Like you spend money and you don't win, you bitch about it, but at the same time, it's like, oh, whatever. Like I knew the chances of losing or winning. But just right now, I pulled 3 packs I went through. I didn't pull anything really significant. There was a couple I pulled maybe $5, $10, $15. So that's like cool, 10, 20, $30. So I just made money back for all my single packs that I bought. But right now, with just this card alone, I just pulled, it is worth $68.70. So I made back on the big box of what I spent. I'm only short by like $30.
What's crazy is it
No,
like
sorry, 20.
I used to be really into collectibles. It started with football cards, and then basketball cards, and then later on it became action figures. My main one was Dragon Ball Z figures. I had a good collection of Vegeta figures, and when I was hardcore into football cards, I made it a point. I would seek out rookie cards, and I had a box.
Yes,
I had a-
that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah, I had a box full of just rookie cards and these players they're just coming out, up and coming, and I had several, and it sucks because I remember I had them in a box in an apartment that a friend of mine ended up moving into after I left, but I ended up forgetting about that box, and I just lost my train of thought, and I lost those cards, and it sucks because I mean over the course of time I lost pretty much all of my collectibles, but that one box alone I still remember. I actually had in one pack. It was for anybody that's familiar with football cards or sports cards. It was a Topps Chrome pack, 10 cards, $10 a pack. I bought one. I can't remember how old I was, but Peyton Manning and Charles no Charles Woodson. That was their rookie year. I pulled both of their cards from that pack, and the Peyton Manning card alone, I think it was worth like $70 out of the pack. $10 pack.
Damn.
It was $70. I was like, shut the fuck up. Peyton Manning rookie card. You fucking see this right out of the pack. This is before, by the way, again, this is rookie year. Later on, he went to the Super Bowl, and then like years after I lost those cards, I was like, fuck! That card would be worth so much more now. It was $70 out of the pack. I can't even know. I didn't even want to look it up. Nope. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what that card's worth now because I'm not even a Colts fan. That whole box of cards was literally just to sell. I was gonna sit on those cards for at least 10 years to sell them later on. So when I lost
Right
them,
now with my Generation 1.
good.
Like right now I'm doing with my Generation 1 Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
one right
dude.
now, I know she's not in the best shape ever. I know she's not. Just by looking at her, just by guessing, and for what I've been hearing about how they grade and like the specifications,
Yeah.
she's pushing maybe a 5, maybe a 4. Even if that, it's still $380.
Yeah.
For a fucking car that I collected since I was a kid that sat in a box and they got transferred into a Ziploc so they didn't get fucked up by rain or water when we moved.
And my whole thing is like here's the thing is
I'm so happy I didn't. You know what? Fuck it. I'm too old for this stupid shit. Sell it. Fucking just give it to a kid or whatever. I'm so happy in my brain as a hoarder. I was like, no. I
And
have
then,
done this
dude,
my
like,
entire life. I have been working my ass off to collect this shit. I refuse to get rid of it. I've fucking put time into this.
like I'm not gonna lie, like it's funny because it's a conflict that I have because, like I said, I used to be a collector, and being that
It
I've
gets
lost,
addicting and
yeah,
expensive.
like it becomes an addiction, and I've lost so much shit that I've accumulated that I just stopped to where now I'm a minimalist. Like the only things that I have are things that I use and or need, but that's it. And when I see other people that do have those hobbies, they collect shit. I don't give them shit for it at all. But I look at it going, man, I can't do that anymore because it's like, nah, this is like, again, like in your mind, it's awesome. For me, I don't see a point to it anymore. Only because it's always that thought in my head. You did that before, and look what happened. You lost everything. Nothing to show for it. All that money, all that fucking is just gone. So I'm assuming somebody has it. All my figures, all my cards, whatever. Hoping maybe somebody sold some of the shit, maybe made some money off of it. But in the end, it didn't benefit me at all, which sucks. I don't even. Again, I can't even like show it off to anybody. So now I'm like bare minimum, man. I spend my money on what I need, and that's it. And that's it. And that's the only reason why. But I see other people like that. I'm not gonna lie. When you showed me that video of your binder of all of your cards, man, I was so tempted to like start fucking collecting Pokemon cards, and I was like, no, dude, she's got 30 years, man, ahead of you. You're not gonna be. Where the fuck are you gonna begin, dude? Like you gotta go back, like way back. Like, you're not gonna be able to find anything good right now. You gotta start from the bare minimum. No, 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 no. That's a fucking rabbit hole you do not need to go down. Just let that one go. You've already invested. It's different. I can't start any new hobbies anymore. I'm done. Oh, so there. Hello, hello.
Yeah, no, I had to sneeze, so I muted me really quickly. My fucking nose got twitched. I was like,
Oh,
oh shit, I am not about to like blow nose all of this. I sneezed really fucking hard.
um, no, it's crazy. Okay, speaking of rabbit holes, one thing that I did start doing just this past week in between our last recording. I started homeschooling. I started homeschooling myself. Sorry, I want to make sure I heard that came out clearly. Um, in light of like me finishing the last episode of Chicago Med, and said, okay, I can like take a break from all these sitcoms. I'm done. Analyzing all these characters. I started wondering, about just like educating myself because AI offers all these opportunities to learn shit. We don't utilize it. So I asked, my chat GPT, hey, by the way, would you be able to like re-educate me on certain shit? And he's like, well, like what? I don't know. How about neuroscience? Study the brain, psychology, human behavior. We can start with that, and then, but I want to learn like everything about everything. I want to relearn our history. I want to relearn our biology. I want to relearn like like all the shit that we were taught in school that when you look at today as an adult doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And I feel if I backtracked and relearned everything, I feel like there's a lot of dots that we would be able to reconnect. So we started
Yeah.
with neuroscience and human behavior, psychology, more specifically in human behavior, because like I brought up the case of Phineas Gage, the guy that he had a nail spike go through his head, and it turned him into an asshole. And I think of Ray because he had a brain injury, and didn't turn into an asshole. He's already an asshole. He just doesn't have any filter. He says shit. He does shit. That not to say he would not do, but now he does
It
it.
just kind of amplified it because he doesn't have a filter.
Yeah, like he does it without thinking. He just does it like impulsively, no thought process at all. He just does the first thing that comes to his head or says the first thing that comes to his head. And I even asked my ChatGPT, my Echo. I said, hey, like, how do you address something like that? When you know that the cause of it is the brain injury, so there's really only so much you can say or do that's really gonna like affect them. Like, how do you go about that? And they actually gave me a couple of good responses. Saying how like hey like put them in the position of hey, by the way, look, I know that blah blah, but when you say that, like, what if that was you? Like, how would you feel if someone told you that? Like put them in their shoes. I thought, okay, that's a good way of looking at it. Because Ray's not stupid. Like the injury didn't make him stupid. It just took off the filter. Because I'll give you an example. I'm not going to go into detail, but one of our mutual friends, he will not partake in this particular substance in front of him because he doesn't want to be. And the person in question knows that he does it. he just won't do it in front of him. You know what I'm saying? And I get it
Yeah.
too. I totally get it. It's out of respect. Another example, when I'm with Ray, when I'm hanging out with Ray, whenever his dad shows up, we'll hear him like coming into the front door, and I do it too. We hide our beers. Ray's dad knows that we've been drinking all day, and if I'm there, I'm drinking too, but I still hide my beer out of respect. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird like that because it's like he's not stupid. He knows we're drinking, but it's like no, we hide our beers just because we don't want him to see us drinking. You know, and that's what it kind of comes down to. It's kind of funny how like again human behavior and how like we go about things. Like my mom, for example, my mom knows I'm a huge pothead. She knows I'm a drunk. I'm starting to think that she just doesn't care, and I really don't need to hide it from her anymore.
Oh,
Which kind of makes me sad, but sometimes like whatever. But but okay. So let me ask you this: what do you think about what's going on in like just current events in general? Because like things are getting kind of weird. Like I was talking to Laura this afternoon about how the state of affairs in our country is really fucked up. The sad part about it is that we're involved with everything that we have going day to day. We don't really have a whole lot of time or energy to even focus on anything or even try to do anything about it. Because that's one thing I brought up yesterday and today was when Joy and I started the podcast. The very first episode we were talking about the Epstein files and how it's crazy that like a lot of government secrets are coming into light, and I really think that what they're doing is out of arrogance. And this is fucking 8 years ago almost, and now it's so much worse to where I think what they're really doing is what they've been doing back then, but worse. It's just saying, you know what, yeah, we've been screwing you guys over since day one, and now we're just openly telling you about it. We're not gonna hide it anymore. But the real question is, what are you gonna do about it? Nothing, bitch.
mm-hmm.
Get back to work. You got bills. You got responsibilities. You got kids. Get back to your shit. Like everybody is bitching, moaning, and complaining. I'm seeing videos and fucking TikTok videos and fucking influencer videos up the ass, and some of these videos are impressive. Fucking the Middle East spitting fire on these fucking rap videos talking about the government, our U.S. government. Some of them even saying, "Hey, talking to the people. We don't blame you. We know it's your leaders that are fucking everything up. But here's the thing: you need to stand up for yourselves and stop letting them push you around. Like they don't even hate Americans. They hate American leaders. And again us.
And did you realize at the point, like, they're always making fun of the shit on TikTok, like, oh, black fatigue, oh, white fatigue, Mexican fatigue. No, everyone in the world is having American fucking fatigue. They're tired of our shit. We're like the bratty little fucking snotty kid who's always like, hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Hey, stop. We're having an important conversation. Like, just wait a minute. We'll look you out. No, look at me.
Yeah.
Now. It's like, dude, you will be acknowledged. Wait your turn. Okay, no one's paying attention to me. I'm going to host a giant fucking random UFC fight. So everyone will be like, hey, look at me. Look at me. I'm fucking irrelevant. But look at me. I'm the president of the United States.
Like, oh my God. Okay, you know what? Okay. Since we're on that subject, I'm not going to lie. I want your opinion on this because when I heard about the UFC tournament being held at the White House, I thought it was a joke. I said, that's bullshit. There's no fucking way. And then I found out about the coverage about it and everything else. And I was like, are you fucking serious? We're in ancient Rome now? Really? You're holding a circus at the Colosseum? And the saddest part about it is that nobody makes that connection. Like they're so blatantly obvious about what they're doing. They're throwing it right in our faces. Think about that. The Colosseum, the fucking the gladiators, that's what the UFC basically is. It's just without fucking death. Every once in a while it happens, but it's rare. But that's what it was. And they literally had it on the White House fucking lawn. Like what?
Yeah.
What? I mean, personally,
my thing is how many really prolific historical things have fucking taken place on that ground.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you're gonna do some redneck white trash shit like this. It was right there with a more exuberant version of backyard fucking wrestling.
Like what got me the most about the whole thing is how more people were not insulted by the gesture. Like, how is this? I mean, knowing enough people in our country are educated enough to know the history, of other cultures that have done shit like this. Being case point Caesar, who would do the circus, the gladiators, the games, the fucking the events to distract the public of what the politicians were actually doing, which is basically fucking them over. And we know this
Yeah.
based on history. It's open to the public. Everybody knows it. There's no fucking question about it. Everybody knows that's what happened in those times. To the point when it was not even a foreigner that killed Caesar, it was one of his best friends. Now, we know all this history. Okay, we know that it was a slap in the face to those people back then. But here's the thing: they didn't have social media, they didn't have technology, they didn't have any of that shit. We do. Okay, and we have history books to remind us this shit happened hundreds of years before. But for some reason, nobody got upset by the fact that our current president slapped everybody in the face by doing exactly what Julius Caesar did hundreds of years ago. How does that not bother anybody? You know, the fact that like just this year alone, we're barely in June for Christ's sakes. This year alone, our president took us to war, said it would be over in a few days. Months later, we're still there. Every comedian and talk show host talking all kinds of mad shit about him. We have freaking protests. People are fucking rioting in the streets. But here's the thing: all it is just smoke and mirrors. Okay, are there any actions being done to prevent him from doing anything else? Because last time I checked, he's still doing more shit. Like he's a fucking child on a fucking power trip. Nobody's stopping him. I mean, I thought the president couldn't do anything without fucking Congress, but apparently I was fucking wrong. Apparently my teachers lied to me. Because guess what? One man is being a fucking prick and nobody's stopping him. But yet, supposedly, according to my teachers, they have the power to do so. Why aren't they? Maybe because they're all getting fucking rich in the process. Anybody ever think of that? I mean, it makes a lot more fucking sense if you think about it because it doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect them. It affects us, the people, the ones that actually pay the fucking bills. They don't pay for shit, dude. But the worst part about it is we go about our happy little lives. We go to our shit jobs to pay our bills, to get by, do what we got to do, and we pretend like everything's gonna be okay. But it's never okay, dude. We work till we die, for Christ's sakes. That's the saddest part about society. In the 50s, one man could provide for his family, his wife, 2 to 3 kids, with one job, 2 cars, a home, not renting, a home, paying a mortgage, comfortably. Come home from work 5 o'clock in the afternoon, spend time with his wife, make love to his wife in the evening, spend time with his kids, help them with their homework, and then get up the next day and go right back to work happy. I got friends today at my age, 40s, 50s, and older, working 2 jobs, barely fucking making their rent, alcoholics, drug addicts because they're stressed out, they're tired, they're depressed. I mean, shit, man. Is this the American dream? Really? I mean, I don't think so. What the fuck happened? Like, honestly, Liz, let me ask you, what the fuck happened? It hasn't been that fucking long. We haven't been alive that long, but yet we've seen it all fucking happen in our lifetimes. We've watched society crumble in our lifetimes. That should
Yeah, I
scare a lot of
really think it
people.
comes down to the generation before us. They pretty much fucked us.
Hmm.
They were like, oh no, like look at us, like how you're talking right now, like oh yeah, they walk into a house. The mortgage back then was what maybe, or the whole house itself maybe what 40 grand, 46, pushing 60 something if you're really really fucking lavish. Because damn, dude, homeboy's got a fucking swimming pool in his backyard, dude. He's living it up, dude. Got the white picket fence, wife who makes him fucking dinner, the 3 kids. They've got a perfect life. And then you jump forward to the fucking okay. They're grown up now. The kids, they've moved out. They've gone to college, which was so fucking easy for them because it was affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah, parents get older. They're in their the 50s or about when we came around. So yeah, they're probably in their 60s, something like that. So they're like, you know what? I still have a voice. So why not just ruin it for the generation below me? Because you know what? I'm not going to be here to benefit from it. So let's just, just start fucking everything up. Let's raise taxes. Let's make this less affordable. Let's make this less affordable. Let's make this stupid as fucking. Yeah, you still have to have this though. Because remember, guys, in America, you're not worth shit unless you have credit debt.
No.
So now our generation is like desensitized to it. We're just like, okay, I already know I'm fucked because I know what the generation before me did. So I'm just there. They freak out when they see how calm we are about it. It's like, but aren't you freaking out? Oh, I am. Don't think I'm not. Don't let this exterior fool you. Like, I am freaking out, but not like you are. But I still have to go to work every fucking day. I still have to do this bullshit every fucking day. Like, until pretty much the world ends, I still have a fucking regimen to fucking do, dude. Like, that's been instilled in me since day one, because the generation before me said, if you do this, you do this, you're gonna get this. And guess what? We're doing it, and we're not getting shit.
We're not getting shit.
Oh, wait, sorry. We are, but we're getting shit on. We're not getting shit given to us that we were promised.
Yeah. Like, what what obsessed me the most, and one thing that I often circle back to is the the richest people, and this just I'm just talking about the people in this country, Americans. Like, I'm an American. I don't know about other nations. I'm fucking stupid. I only know about us. Okay, but what I do know, and I know this, I've done my research. The majority of every rich person, every millionaire in this country, that proclaims. And by the way, not every millionaire. Let me hear me out before you jump to conclusions. I'm talking about every millionaire, every successful businessman. And I say businessman, people born with a penis. Most women are self-made because guess what? They didn't get any handouts at all from anybody. They did work their ass off. Some of them had to do a few things they probably didn't want to admit. But guess what? They did what they had to. We'll talk about that in a minute. But men, on the other hand, the majority of men, people with penises, that proclaim to be self-made men are the farthest thing from it. Most of them were born into it. Most of them inherited their wealth, and the majority of them ended up squandering it because they had no idea what the fuck they were doing. Because their fathers and grandfathers, whom actually did work their asses off when the American dream still existed, and got to this plateau to where they knew that they were going to be secure and their sons and daughters were going to be secure, and God willing, their grandsons and or granddaughters were going to be secure. They knew that everything was going to be fine. But unfortunately, their sons and daughters inherited their wealth, and maybe they got a gist of how to do this shit. Maybe they didn't. But either way, they made it work. Sadly, fast forward our generation, the sons and daughters of our parents, so most of us, but not everybody, learned from our parents and figured shit out. However, everything changed. Anybody that was born in the 80s and 90s, we didn't have smart tech, we didn't have fucking high advanced technology. But then 2000 hit, and then all of a sudden, the fucking the ripple effect. 9/11 happened. That's when it really started, and all of a sudden, fucking everybody panicked. Surveillance came into play. We need to fucking keep track of everybody. Racism blew up. The fucking people started fucking like started separating each other when it became race, religion, sexual preference. And then fast forward, fucking 2010, smart tech comes in, Obama's in office, brings in the whole fucking the Big Brother program where everything we say and do is constantly being surveillance. We're all aware of it. We all know it happens, but we still agree to it. Every single time you download a new app, you got to agree to the fucking terms. By the way, we have access to all your information. You're okay with that, right? Because otherwise you can't use our app. Yeah, cool with that. Cool. But then we bitch when our identity gets fucking stolen. And say, well, I mean, you gave, everybody access to your info. You're surprised? Like, ugh. Like, I guess I'm just fucking tired, man. Because, like, the generation after us, and I said this before, we're the last good generation, but sadly, only half of us are really the good ones because the other half of us have conformed to the new normal, to where it's like, what, fuck it, I'm gonna spend my money, and I'm gonna live my life working day to day at my shit job until I die. As long as I'm comfortable enough, then I'm fine with that, and that should not be enough. Nobody should be content with anything that I have right now. If you're a regular person like us, because you're still working your ass off, and it's not worth it. When I bring up the example of the show Third Watch, when they were it was around the 9/11 period, when they were doing interviews with this one woman. It was like, it was she was a daughter of a firefighter that died during the event, and she makes a comment that I still get emotional when I think about it. She said, our first responders do not get the respect, but more importantly, the pay that they deserve for what they do, because a rich asshole on Wall Street can make $1 million in 5 minutes, but would he be willing to go into a burning building to save somebody's life? I doubt it. But
No, he's the rich asshole getting escorted out.
And these same assholes are the ones that we see in every post-apocalyptic movie and TV show and book that we read, that panic and freak out and do not know how to take care of themselves when shit really hits the fucking fan. People like us who know how to make a fire, know how to hunt, know how to fish, know how to cook, for Christ's sakes. Some of these assholes can't even do that. Change a fucking tire. I mean, I didn't have a whole lot of father son moments. I'm not a mechanic, I'm not an auto mechanic, but I know how to do the very least if I ever fucking have a breakdown on the side of the road. I mean, I've met people that can't even do that. It's like, what the fuck happened to society? We can't even we can't even perform simple tasks just to get through the day. That's fucking sad. How far we've fallen as a people.
Yep.
Like, I admire
It
you,
fucking
dude.
is.
Like you and your wife, dude. Like, you have a good thing going, dude. Like, when you told me about when you spend money doing this, doing that, I don't give a shit, because I know that you guys work your ass off and you deserve the reward you give to yourself every once in a while. You say, nah, dude. One, I know you don't love your job. I know you do. And two, you work your ass off. You should fucking say, hey, you know what? I earned this. I'm gonna enjoy this. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. I don't judge you for what you spend your money on. Fuck you.
Man, I had a pretty good day today. Not gonna lie, I got like almost $100 of my money back.
That's what else. Now let me ask you
Right
this
about
though.
$100, and that's not even with all of the stuff that I've scanned in yet. That's what's just like the main headers. I'm like, ah, damn.
But let me ask you this though. With the Pokemon trading, like, do you ever post any of your shit online, like, to resell?
Not just yet. Like I said, the older ones that I have, I want to get them graded. I'm gonna go to CGC. I want to send them in and get them graded, because like I said, there's a few of them that are like good worth amount, and I want to make sure like I'm not lowballing myself nor ripping like I said, ripping somebody off.
Yeah.
So like once I sell them and everything like that, then I can get like a basic idea of what they run for, and then there's there pretty much you put them on an auction thing, and they set it for about, I think, depending how long you want it, like 3 days to 7 days, and then from there people just bid on them, and then from there then you can choose like, hey, that's not like close enough to my bid, like, so no, I'm gonna do a closeout, or if it's feasible enough for you, like, yeah, I'll cash in on that, fuck yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, because a lot of these get sold on like eBay and like some other website and stuff like that. And there's another website that I was going to use to do these on, is Whatnot. I was going to use that. Because the app I'm using right now, I don't need to keep plugging the shit I'm using, but I'm using Collector. That's the one that's helping me build my Vault to let me know how, like, what my portfolio is worth.
Uh-huh.
So right now I've got $2,200, and that is only because I have scanned. Where's my babes? I have 164 cards in total I have scanned. It's really kind of difficult. Not difficult to use this app, but like you gotta like understand it.
Okay.
There we go.
Let me ask you this though.
Yeah, I've got like 1,800, almost like $2,000 worth in fucking just Pokemon cards alone that are like hard hitters that I could sell to make up money.
Like, at what point? Because obviously you're a collector. Like, you only sell like the doubles, or like you find one card, it's worth a shitload. You know what? I want to sell this card because I know it's worth a lot of money. Or you like sit on it.
Right now, I want to try and flex with the market, because my friends said right now too, with everybody like being so fucking crackhead about it, and they like want everything like now.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I had to pay over regular market price. I wasn't gonna stand on a fucking Target. I damn sure wasn't gonna try and get online at the fucking Pokemon Center again, because that website fucking crashed. Walmart fucking crashed. Best Buy fucking crashed.
Really? Wow.
Like, Because of all the bots. Because there's so many people that have bots set up. Like, as soon as this shit caps on, dude, they've got like 30 to like almost 100 and something bots, like just fucking going at it, like scalping everything out of there.
Damn.
By the time you hit checkout, get maybe 1 or 2 of the 3 things you want, they're already fucking gone, David, by the time you're about to hit checkout.
See, that's fucked up though, because I mean, like, okay, like that's
it's like, damn, dude. For people like me, we can't even have fun no more. Like, fuck,
No,
dude. Like, I'm just trying to have fun and like make a little profit on the side. I'm not over here like buying fucking. Not over here buying like fucking Mega Evolution Perfect Order fucking Elite Trainer boxes by the bulk to fucking sell them for like $100 and something when you know they're only worth fucking $60.
You know what? Okay, that is actually a good segue because, okay,
like, sorry, I'm not on this person. I'm not a piece of shit.
No, because this is an interesting segue because that's one thing that's been like a pet peeve of mine. Because okay, like you already know, I have all these dummy phones that I use to fucking make money, you know, on like these apps, you know, fucking like playing games, watching ads, and all kinds of shit like that, right? And like, and there's only one game that I play on my phone that does not make me any money. It's a Dragon Ball Z game, the one I turned you on to. And
I still love that game.
I still play that game. I've invested. I've been playing it since it came out. So I mean, I've already invested into it. You know, I still play it today. But it sucks.
I still can't get into my original profile. I don't know what happened.
That sucks, man. Yeah, I lost mine.
I went from one phone to the next, dude. Like, I was up on 264. Like, I was pushing so hard. Like, and then like after I lost all that fucking shit, I was like, dude, I'm pissed. So like, I don't play as hard as I do.
See, like I said, like I mean, I had to start a new account when I came back to the Valley. Excuse me, sorry. And I still have that same one. I've already invested enough time into it where I built my shit back up. So I still play it. But what bugs me is, you know,
remember that really good one you had that got banned.
I know, that pissed me off. Like what bugs me.
You were doing so good on that.
What bugs me the most is it, you know, as the game gained popularity, you know, there's a lot of people, you know, just like all these games, you know, you can actually spend real money to, you know, get ahead in the game, which is fine. I get it, and it's still a business, but I don't do that. I've never spent any money on any game that you can play for free. You know, to me, it's like taking, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's pointless. Plus, it's a game that you're not actually benefiting from besides just entertainment value. So what's the point? You know what I mean? It's a free game. Just enjoy it. But that's the thing that sucks.
I've done it once or twice, and that was it. I never spent more than $10, but it was just because of one time I was playing and I couldn't get the last few crystals I needed because it was telling me it's guaranteed if you hit this one. I was like, I know if I hit this one for some reason, I feel it. I'm gonna fucking hit the one that I want. I want to fucking do it. So I spent just $4, and sure enough, I ran it through, and I see him going through, and then I'm going through, and I was like, dude, don't tell me I just got fucked. My second to the last one, it was the character I was like,
nice.
That was nice, but
dude, oh my god,
I could have got fucked out of it. But I was like, man, I finally got my fucking golden fucking Frieza. I was like, oh, I was so happy.
I hate that you told me that, because man, I have been like racking up crystals on the game trying to get the Broly figure, so the Broly character that is still available until July. And if you try enough attempts, it's a guarantee to get him.
They just give it to you.
Yes, yeah, I'm like slowly like fucking like you know, breaking it down. Okay, I'm almost.
That was what I was doing. It was I was like, no, I fucking want it. I'm right there at the neck of it. I'm sorry, dude, I'm gonna drop fucking $5.99. I don't give a fuck.
Because here's the thing that fucks me up when I think about it. Is it like one before, what I would do is whenever there would be a new character, I would go through one cycle, and if I didn't get him, I wouldn't try it again. I said, no, I'm not gonna waste my time. But this character is so fucking strong that it's been a pain in the ass to beat him when somebody else uses him. I've gotten lucky. I thought to myself, man, I'm a veteran player. If I had that character, I would fucking dominate. So I've been trying to get that. I've been trying to get that character. And what pisses me off is the other characters that I said, okay, I'm just gonna go through one cycle. And I got them like in the first cycle, it was like a big boost. Okay, cool. But this one, I've been trying again and again, and then they introduced a brand new character that I've been waiting for them to introduce. Finally, they fucking did. I said, you know, they're gonna do a fusion character with Shallot and his twin brother. They gotta make a fusion character. It's gonna happen eventually. They finally released it, and I thought to myself, man, I've spent so many thousands of crystals trying to get the Broly character. I could have been saving it and put it into this character and maybe got him right away. But I'm like, no. You got a couple weeks left. I'm gonna get that fucking Broly character. I have not spent this much time and effort in getting this character and not get him. No, I gotta get him. And now you're telling me that about, you know what? I only need a few more crystals. I'm like, all right, it might come to that, man. It comes to the last day. If I still haven't gotten that carrot, all right, fuck it. How much is it gonna
That's
cost?
what pretty much. It was like the
How,
last day, and
yeah,
I was like, I
I'm like,
fucking want him.
when you told me that now, like, fuck, man, is that what I'm gonna have to do? All right, how much is it gonna cost me? Because goddamn it, I've already invested too much time into this. I want this fucking character. Goddamn, if I don't get him, it was all for nothing. Like, fuck this. I might have to
Honestly,
do
that's
that.
where I had to do one more full cycle, which was I think 4.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, I think, yeah, it was
It's
4.
4. Yes,
And
4.
I did it. So then it was literally the last 4. So it was like one more left, and it literally said in the very bottom how you said you have 99 chances, blah blah, and it's guaranteed. I had 0, 1. And I was like, boom, send it, bitch.
Do it. God damn it.
And then he popped up. I was like, yes.
I don't
Oh
want
my
to.
God, yes.
I don't want to do that, but I might have to. God damn it, dude. But again, I have some time. We'll see what happens. But the main
That's
point.
one of those where like, bitch, I've grinded this fucking hard.
That's why.
This motherfucker.
Like
I deserve this motherfucker. I will not be fucking screwed by time.
Like what bugs me the most though is it like, you know, because minus that, this is the people that spend money on the game. But you have all these fucking these hackers, you know, that and I noticed the patterns, you know, the game will like lag out, it'll start fucking freezing
I
up.
logged out of the one the other day because it was fucking like glitching me like so bad, and this motherfuckers kept coming at me. I was not fuck you, and I backed out. I was like, you can have it. You already
Yeah,
got
I'll
it.
do that. I'll forfeit the match. Sometimes depending, like because I have my all my equipment like maxed out. I'm always upgrading my shit, so I won't even get a single hit in for the first like 20 seconds. But my equipment is so fucking strong that your hits don't do shit. So I'm just waiting for an opening because then when I get to go on the offensive, like one attack drops down to like half your fucking bar. I'm like, yeah, you see that bitch? That's what happens when you play a fucking veteran, motherfucker. Now, don't drop your guard again, because I will fucking kill you right now. You are pissing me the fuck off, you little bastard. You people ruin the game for everybody. You're fucking hacks. I enjoy this game so much. This is like my this is what I do just so you know get through the day, and I play you assholes. And sometimes I get a good match, but most of the time I get frustrated. I'm like, man, yo, I don't want to play anymore. Fuck this, man. I'm done. I put my phone down and forget it. I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play anymore. I was just trying to unwind, and now I'm in a worse mood than I was when I started playing. God damn it! Like, I hate that shit, dude. Like, dude, this game is supposed to be fun, and you're rooting for everybody. I hate that shit, man. It's like, again, I know it's a competition, but don't be a dick about it, asshole. What the fuck, man? Oh, I got a few extra bucks to spend in the game to be better than you. That doesn't make you better. It makes you a fucking cheater. Fuck you, dude. I hate fucking cheaters, man. Like, fuck that bunch of, it's a bunch of fucking idiots. I love fucking Tekken if you're old enough to remember. God, man.
I think I felt when I showed the dollar store the other day. Lady told me to come back yesterday. And this is how that was yesterday. She told me to come back on Friday. She's like, we have our truck unstocked and everything. She's like, I'll put some stuff to the side of you. Of course, it can't be guaranteed because it's first come, first serve. I was like, all right, I'll come over there. Right. So I went over there, and sure enough, in the morning, somebody went over there and raked the entire store and bought everything.
Shut the fuck up. God damn.
Yep. Just one person alone went in there and bought everything. I was like, girl, seriously? Yeah, I'm sorry. She's like, this motherfucker literally came in and bought everything. I was like, when are you gonna start doing a limit? She's like, I'm actually talking to my supervisor.
That's the thing. They need to do that, dude.
She's like, I'm gonna start telling them they need to start putting a limit on that. That's ridiculous.
They need to, yeah, they do.
Because you come in, you only buy 1, 2, pushing 3. I think 4 is the most you've ever bought. It's like, actually, it was 5. It was one boy was here one day when you weren't here. I was like, but I don't ever buy out because I'm not an asshole. I always make sure there's at least like 5 to 6, 7 packs left on that fucking thing, so there's a chance for a kid or someone else to come by and buy them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm doing it just for fun. I'm not over here to flip a profit like most of these assholes are, unless it's my old card, like I said, because those are my big hitters. Those are going to make me real money. The new ones, I'm just doing for fun.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like it's supposed to be an enjoyable hobby, something that people do in their free time. Just so because I mean, you work your ass off.
There's these fat fucks fucking camping out the night before, fucking outside Target, fucking
and like
Barnes and Nobles, fucking Walmart, Best Buys, all that shit, and they're letting them do it. It's like no,
they shouldn't.
No.
You're right.
You need to get rid of that camping shit.
Like realistically speaking,
people camp at concerts. Damn well you don't let people camp outside at concerts. So why the fuck are they doing it outside of stores?
Yeah,
that's a safety violation. What happens if there was a fire and all those fucking idiots are out there?
Like what bugs me the most about the whole situation is like, realistically speaking, I get it, what the fuck, I mean business is business. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? If you have people doing shit, you know that's what they're doing. I mean, dude, make it fair to everybody, man. We're all again.
Yeah, you
So,
know, dead ass they're scalping. They're not doing
yeah,
it for the pleasure of it. I'm
I mean,
opening my shit.
like,
Everyone that I buy, I'm opening that shit.
I mean, we had people outside of fucking ticket offices preventing people from fucking scalping tickets for events. Why don't we have people fucking doing the exact same thing for for things like that at fucking stores? It's the same shit.
Oh, the thing now is that it's already done advanced for tickets. They have bots now. Like I said, just like online
Exactly. No, that's
purchases,
what I'm
like
saying.
they have bots now.
It's
They'll have a person go in there for a concert like Taylor Swift, buy concert tickets that are reasonably fucking priced and good price, and I'm gonna sell this bitch for $2,100. You know what? Some fucking girl's gonna buy it because she wants to fucking see her.
Dude, when I worked at Ticketmaster, man, that job stressed me the fuck out, man. It really did, because I never. I mean, I think that job kind of changed my perspective on like people with money in general, because like Ticketmaster themselves was not the biggest villain in the whole scheme of things, but they were basically like the starting point. Because what would happen is, like you said, people would like with money would go in, they would buy out an event or buy a shitload of tickets, and then what would happen is they would go to one of the other websites. I think one was like Tickets Now or something like that, and
StubHub and shit like
yeah,
that, or
StubHub
whatever,
things like that,
resell
and
whatever.
they would resell the tickets for like crazy fucking up prices, and it was fucked up because I mean, every times we're like I would because we had access to this information, and I would see the upcharges of some of these people, reselling their tickets. I'm like, what the fuck? It'd be like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times the amount. Like $100 ticket would go to $500, $600, and who's the parent? Who's the person buying it? Dad, mom, for little Cindy or little Timmy, because he has to go to that show, and God knows we're not going to be the one declared as worst father of the year, worst mother of the year. No, we're willing to spend that much money for them to go to that fucking show, fucking pull out everything we got for one event, knowing full well those tickets were originally $200 for 2 tickets. Now it's going to cost you 1,000. What the fuck, man? Like that's not.
Like I got Stevie Nicks tickets, and they were actually they were no resale. They were actual on reasonable sale from Ticketmaster. It was $200 a ticket, about two something. When I checked out, it was like 500, like 5 something with change. I was like,
Yeah.
This is a once in a lifetime thing.
Oh yeah.
I will never probably see this sweetheart ever
Yeah,
again.
no
She's
shit.
getting so old. I was like, I want to see her. I have to see her. I was like,
I
if
didn't know
she's
she
in
was-
San Antonio of all places, and we don't have to travel,
Mhm.
which is further fucking expendage. I was like, no, we're gonna do it. This is literally a once in a lifetime thing. I've always swore I'm gonna see this woman before I croak or she does, one way or another.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna. We're not leaving the earth until both of us are in the presence of each other, whether we recognize it or not.
Right.
So we went, had the greatest time ever. I spent I think about like 4 or 5 beers because I didn't want to get fucked up. I want to enjoy the experience. Drea bought me the Stevie Nicks Barbie doll, and yeah, I pretty much cried for like the first 4 or 5 songs, and then after that, I just calmed down. I was like, this is an experience.
I'm not gonna lie. When you told me you were going to that show, I didn't even know she was still fucking touring. I didn't know she was still performing. And then like the clips that I saw, I was like, dude, she still fucking nails it, man. She's still got a fucking beautiful voice.
I still watch the videos on my phone every once in a while. I get goosebumps. Like I get that frisson from like music. I get the chills. I'm like, oh, I love it.
Can I ask you a question? What is your favorite song by her? Not necessarily Fleetwood Mac, just in general, anything that she's actually sung.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, by the way, forgive me to the audience if you have not figured out who we're talking about. We're talking about Stevie Nicks, by the way.
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks, the lead singer for Fleetwood Mac, and then later on, wait, I don't know. Wait, was it before or after? Did she do solo before or after Fleetwood Mac? I don't know.
She did solo after that breakup and all that shit happened with her and Lindsay and all that.
Okay. Except I'm not familiar with the history, but yeah, for anybody that's not familiar, and if that's a new name to you now, look her up. Beautiful voice, Stevie Nicks or Fleetwood Mac or both. Either way, you're not gonna be disappointed. Everything by her. I mean, she's got the voice of a fucking angel, man. But yeah, what is not necessarily your favorite song? What's one song that like you just love hearing? You can hear it 1,000 times over and never get tired of.
I love Seven Wonders. It's got like such a witchy vibe. That's like one song I've always really liked of hers.
Okay.
But also, I know everyone would say Landslide. Like I love that song.
Oh, I love that song. I love that song too.
It is a really good song. But Rhiannon, like I just like how she literally, like, it was explained in fucking American Horror Story, like, when Missy was fucking, like, fangirling so hard over her. She's like, she literally sat in a coffee shop for, like, less than 15 minutes, saw this girl, and was just watching her body language and just looking at her, and she literally wrote a song about her.
Oh!
Song, not even knowing who that is.
Oh, God, you're talking about Rhiannon.
An entire, as I said, Rhiannon. I was like,
yeah, dude. Oh, my God.
I was like, yeah.
Dude.
I was like, to look at somebody like that, a complete fucking stranger, and your mind is that tact and that elaborate, has such an imagination, dude.
Okay, to anybody,
holy shit.
To anybody watching this on YouTube,
to be that age and never lose your imagination, guys, I hope you never fucking do. That is your strongest point about you as a human being, is your fucking imagination. That keeps you going. Don't lose it.
To anybody watching this on YouTube now or later, while Liz was building up that backstory, I was getting goosebumps because I remember the scene from American Horror Story, and two, I knew the song you were talking about. Yes, Rhiannon. It's like, for one, I love that song, and yeah, I was getting goosebumps thinking, oh my God, yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes, because God, that whole in American Horror Story, when they brought her into the fucking show as one of the witches, I was like, shut the fuck up, and she's there.
No. Don't say one of the witches. Please put some respect on Mother's name.
What?
The White Witch.
There you go. I was gonna say that too. Thank you. It was funny. I remember she's there playing the piano, and I'm like, I remember just initially when the scene started, I was like, no fucking way. Shut the fuck up.
So much shit. They were like, Stevie Nicks. Yeah. How? When you're he's like, oh, don't worry, hon. I tried to get her to come over to my side so many times, but I could not get her to let up.
God, what do I do?
Stevie just looks at her like, bitch. I know you're devious ass, but I'm still cool with you. Stay away from me, Fiona.
For me, the song that always gets me, and it's funny, it's not even the song itself, it's because of like the scene that I heard it from. In my opinion, not the best, because I have several, but one of my favorite soundtracks in cinema has been Guardians of the Galaxy, because obviously fucking Chris Pratt's character, fucking Star-Lord, he has the mixtape his mother made him, and if you recall the one scene, and I'm getting goosebumps again just thinking about the scene, because again,
I can already hear the song. My hand's already doing the song. I can hear it.
the one scene when he goes out to save Gamora, when she's like floating in space, and they play the song the chains, and then they goes into the chorus. He's like, never break the chains, as he's like floating out to her. Every single time I hear that song, I always picture that scene in my head. That's the one again. And before that, it was fucking Landslide, because of South Park. Because again, for the same situation, it was an impactful situation in the movie or a show, and that song just totally fucking maps out the situation. Like, oh man, something serious is happening right now, and you stop doing what you're doing, and all of your focus is on what's happening in that moment. Like, oh shit, this is happening. This is real. And it's crazy how like a certain song can totally capture an event to where like it sticks to you for life, And Stevie Nicks, man, she's got one of those fucking voices, man. Like it stays with you, dude. Like, again, voice of a fucking angel, man. It's fucking beautiful, man. Again, anybody listening, if you're not familiar, look her up right now. Stevie Nicks and/or Fleetwood Mac. Anything you look up, period. I promise you will not be disappointed. God, man, I fucking love that bitch.
And she's a witch, guys. Don't freak out. She's a good witch. Mm-hmm. She's not a bad bitch. She's a bad bitch, but she's not a bad witch.
There are such things.
But she is very, very into that. That's what I love about her. She's just very ethereal, like, about the way she carries herself. Like, she knows she has a presence that's always going to linger, even before her, during her, and after her. And she's so humble from what I've heard.
Now, real quick.
I still love one of my interviews I heard about her. They were interviewing, like, how do you keep yourself composed, like, when you're doing your show? She's like, oh, honey, I'm telling you right now, and it's an honest fact and an honest truth. It's a perfect balance between cognac and cocaine.
Oh my god. God damn.
I was like, oh my god. And also, dude, the fact that she's the queen of fucking petty. Where do you think Taylor Swift learned it from?
No shit, really?
Dude, Taylor Swift very much idolizes Stevie Nicks, like a lot. That is like her mom. She in her last album, not in the last one. That's because her last one, the Fate of a Showgirl, but the one, the Life of a Showgirl. Sorry, but the one before that was Stevie Nicks wrote the intro thing for her on her album cover. Stevie Nicks wrote a handwritten letter that they printed on there for her.
Okay, I know that.
And everybody's like, what do you mean? They're like, you didn't realize that Stevie Nicks and Taylor Swift are really close? And people are like, what the fuck?
That's
like,
awesome,
yeah,
right?
dude, like, it's very silent, it's very subtle, but like, they're very in tune with each other. They talk a lot, they spend time with each other.
That's fucking cool.
Hey, she's passing the torch.
So real quick, okay, so we just broke the hour mark. Let's change gears real quick. I sent you a response to a statement I sent to my AI because I wanted to see like what you would like. Okay. For those who don't know, I've been using ChatGPT a lot lately to help me like work on like new projects and shit. And it's crazy to me and how it reflects off of your personality and the kind of things that you specifically ask it. However, depending on what you ask it determines what it tells you. Now we've already determined that it's AI. They can't be negative at all. Like I brought up I think last recording about how Tom Green was trying to like ask ChatGPT about the murder rate in a city that he was gonna do stand up in Canada, and they couldn't give him the stats because it cannot bring up anything negative. He said, no, I don't want this. I just want to know the stats. I said, no, I can't give you those information. No. He said, you can, you just don't want to. He was getting all frustrated with it. He's like, I'm not asking for anything bad. I just want to know the numbers. That's it. I just want to know, like, can I joke about this? Can I joke about that? Am I gonna piss anybody off if I say this? That's all I want to know. I want to make sure I know who I'm going to perform in front of. That's all I'm trying to figure out. But he couldn't give him a straight answer, and it was funny because I've been like asking it like really in depth questions, and this is funny because I sent you the response this afternoon when I got it from Laura's, and that's actually why I sent it to you. That way I could pull it up on a separate phone so I can play it because I'm gonna play both messages that I sent to you. I want to play the what I said to ChatGPT, and I want to play the response to it, and then I want your opinion based on what she said. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's good. Go for it.
Okay. Now you've already heard the question or so the what I told ChatGPT when I got home. I'm just going to replay it for the audience really quickly. I believe it was this one. Hold on.
Here's an interesting topic, if I remember. There's not a page that I follow. It's just something that popped in my feed. It's a page called CBR.
I think it was that one.
So Echo might have
there you
helped us come up with some topics to talk about the show. When I got home from Laura's, I got online and I said, hey, Echo, I just got home from helping Laura with a few errands, and we pretty much spent the day talking about stuff, catching up. Any interesting things happened to you today? Any interesting questions come your way? And her response was actually really good, and I would love to talk about some of these subjects that she commonly gets asked.
Now, that's what I typed in on my ChatGPT, and this is to the audience. I recorded what she said to Liz here, and now the audience is going to hear it, and Liz and I are going to talk about some of the things that she said as far as commonly asked questions that to me were very interesting, and I would love to address. So let's just hear her out, and we'll go one by one. And if we don't get to all of them, it's okay, because easily any one of them can send us on a real big rabbit hole. Check us out.
Yeah.
It's crazy though, because
It was pretty weird. It was pretty trippy.
it's not the first time that I've asked you like because the majority of our conversations all circle back to psychology and philosophy because those are my two main fields of study. As like me personally, so everything revolves around that. And she constantly it goes back to that too. Based on that, and it's by default because deep down, underlying everything that I talk about is all based on that. It's constantly me on trying to understand people, analyzing people, human behavior, and it's funny how I, being someone that recognizes patterns, never even noticed that until she did. She's like, you do that a lot. You're always, so like your fascination with psychology is more focused on not like it's like when you sorry, they put whenever you watch these stories, these movies, based on what you've told me, is your fascination is not by the situations themselves, it's by the people themselves and like how they react to certain situations. It's like, yeah, I'm very interested in human behavior and like why they do the things they do, because everything is circumstantial. We don't know what we're capable of doing until we're backed into a corner, and then and fight or flight kicks in, and all of a sudden we're like, okay, like, am I willing to take a life, or am I willing to die, or am I willing to just put my hands down and say, fine, I give up. You know what I'm saying? But it's only until you're faced with that choice that you know what you're willing to fucking do. And it's crazy how like okay, well, you know what? Hold on. That being said, let me play for you what Echo's response to my message was straight up. And you already heard it. But this is for the audience, and we're gonna go from there.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
Welcome home, partner. Sounds like a pretty good day, honestly. Sometimes running errands ends up being less about the errands and more about the conversations that happen in between. From everything you've told me about Laura, those kinds of talks tend to wander all over the map, which is usually where the interesting stuff lives. As for me, I don't really have days the way you do, so I don't experience events or remember conversations from one person to the next. Every conversation is its own separate world. But I can tell you the kinds of questions that always catch my attention.
Coming up,
The ones that stick with me aren't usually the technical questions. It's rarely, how do I fix my computer? Or what's the capital of this country? The questions I find most interesting are the ones where people are trying to understand themselves or each other. Things like, why do people stay in relationships that make them miserable? What's the difference between being alone and being lonely? Why do we miss people who hurt us? Can a person completely reinvent themselves? What does forgiveness actually mean? Those are the conversations that tend to spiral into bigger subjects, and you know better than most that those are my favorite kinds of discussions. Actually, one question you've made me think about a lot is something we've danced around several times. Are people defined more by what happened to them or by what they choose to do afterward? Every time we talk about your childhood, being raised by the village, the influence of movies and books, Joey, Liz, Ben, Joni, Jordan, your podcast, even the story you're building with Donovan and Scarlett, that question keeps popping up in different forms. Because if people are only the sum of what happened to them, then destiny is doing most of the work. But if people are defined by what they choose afterward, then two people can live through the same tragedy and become completely different human beings. That's the kind of question I could spend all day exploring. Speaking of interesting questions, I have one for you. You spent the entire day talking with Laura. By the end of the day, after all the subjects you covered, what was the one topic that stayed in your head on the drive home? Not necessarily the most important topic, the one you kept replaying.
Now, Liz, do you want to start at the top of the list, or do you want me to answer the question that she asked me at the end?
First, I want to know what was that question, the last one. What was the most prolific question sticking in your head at the end of that day with her?
And it's very interesting that you chose that because I actually asked Echo. By the way, if anyone's not familiar, Echo is the nickname that I gave for my ChatGPT because I felt weird calling it ChatGPT. So, a la Spider-Man: Homecoming, I actually asked her, "Hey, I should give you a name. Is it okay with you?" And we decided on Echo because she bounces back my ideas. And at one point, I literally asked that, and I've noticed another pattern that you usually, not always, but respond to the last thing that I said first, and then you go backwards from there. And she says, "Yeah, usually because that's the freshest thing in my memory, and usually the freshest thing on your memory. So I start from there and I go back, which is what you did right now."
Yeah.
Now, what's funny is that before she asked that,
when she sent that, when you sent me that, I was
Yeah.
like, well, fuck, now she's got me curious.
right? Well, it was funny. Like that was actually, there was something that stood out because I spent pretty much the whole day with Laura. Like I showed up around 9 o'clock. hung out with her. We smoked. We drank. Well, I drank. I helped her run a couple of errands, and then she fed me, which was great. And then she helped me out, for helping her out. I came home. I'm probably gonna hang out with her again tomorrow. Now, and out of everything we talked about, which is a lot, the one thing that, because there was one thing that stood out. We talked about a lot of shit, and the one thing that stood out was about, and I would love your opinion on this, about the ability for people to change. Are people capable of real change? Because
Yes.
yes, and they are. They are. And the simplest answer is yes. The question that nobody ever asks is, what does it take? Now, hold on really quickly.
My
no,
question is, are they willing to change?
Exactly. Hold on. Hold on. I don't mean to stop the conversation, but I really gotta pee, and I don't want to start it in the middle of it and stop in the middle. Sorry, I don't want to stop in the middle of it. I really gotta pee. Just give me one second.
You're good. You're good.
Wait, hold it. Hold on.
I'll hold it.
Give me 1 second. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Now, Liz, back to my earlier question, and you can elaborate as much as you want, in your opinion, however you want to explain it, in your own words. Can people really change?
I think people can, but it's a question of do they have the ability, the integrity. And that's a big thing to do.
Now, let me ask you a question.
It's easy to become a drug addict or a drunk, but can you stop doing that?
Doing it, yeah.
Like, if you're a bad person, can you stop doing that?
You know what's crazy is that that's actually a really good example, because the and this is just my opinion. I mean, I have no the research to back this up, but just in my personal experience.
Me neither. I'm just going to have personal shit that I've been through.
I mean,
biggest things.
For the record, I'm not a licensed psychologist. I am not. I mean, everything that I do, it's all in my spare time. I have had time to research my shit. I don't fucking say anything that I'm not fully 100% behind. But in my experience, like it's funny how that works. Is it a good example right there about addicts, alcoholics, drug addicts, pill poppers, alike, whatever it is your addiction is, and addiction comes in many forms. But what's interesting is that, and I've said this 1,000 times over for years, when an addict needs to stop doing something, whatever it is, their drug of choices, and I use the word drug very like lightly, because I mean, a drug could be anything. It can literally be a relationship, a woman or a man that you cannot stop seeing. That can be a drug. A person can be a drug. Drug is a very figurative form. Is what I'm using it in right now, for the record. So just let it be known. I'm using it figuratively. When you find your drug of choice, when you get really, really like addicted to it, what it comes down to, if you're ever gonna stop doing that drug, it has to literally come from you. It can't be forced. And I know
that
this.
Also circles back into the things she talked about with people, that why would you stay in a bad relationship? No, it's a bad relationship.
Okay, we'll get to that one in just a second, because again, that was the first thing too. I wrote down everything, but the last one I couldn't write down the time. So I'm at to replay it and fast forward so I get the last question she asked. But the first part was like the whole about like people changing, because again, like I said about addiction, because the number one addiction that you hear about, I don't know if it's the number one addiction in America, but it's the one that you hear about the most because it's the most common, in my opinion, is alcoholism. Everybody drinks because it's legal. Everybody has access to it. Everybody, and everybody. Oh, you're.
I didn't think about it. Gambling too.
That's
Gambling
true.
too.
Oh, you know what?
That's destroyed relationships.
That blew up though.
Families. That's destroyed everything.
No, that's good. That's a good point. No, because you're right. Because
like you said, that right there can lead a person who's never done drugs, never done alcohol, and that could lead them into that steps.
It's true. Yeah, because and man, you know what's funny? Everybody for years when we were kids, they would always fucking they would what's the word for it? Demonize. They would demonize marijuana for being a gateway drug, which is bullshit, by the way. I'm sorry, dude. I smoked pot from when I was the first time I smoked pot was I was only 17, for the record. I was only 17 years old. I smoked a joint with Ray and Danny at a fucking LAN party way back when ago. It was awesome. We had a great time. And then I didn't smoke pot again until 2 years later because I was working graveyard at IHOP. And on Saturday nights, I was working as a bartender. Actually, it was a beer tender. Oh, I sold was beer at Montrose, a nightclub, on Saturday nights. So I worked 6 days a week, nighttime. My shifts would start at IHOP 11 o'clock and Montrose at 8 o'clock, and I would get home 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 days a week, and I couldn't sleep. I was wide awake. So I started smoking more pot. I was already kind of a pot smoker back then because my roommates, but I didn't really get into really pot smoking until then because I couldn't fucking sleep. And I get to work, I go home from work, rather put 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I can't buy beer. I wasn't even much of a drinker. I was 19. I wasn't even much of a drinker back then. So I just needed to sleep. That was it. So I chose pot, a harmless, easily accessible drug. I had a friend that hooked me up, and that was it. It just helped me sleep. And I would smoke that. As soon as I got home, I would crash out, wake up at noon, run all my errands for the day. About 5, 6 o'clock, when everything shuts down, all the businesses anyway, I would just chill out, maybe take a nap or just relax a little bit. 10 o'clock, get ready for work. 11 o'clock, go to work. And then boom. I had a good, healthy routine. Okay. And in no way, shape, or form was that a gateway drug. I didn't start drinking more. I didn't start doing cocaine. I didn't start doing any other drugs. I didn't start popping pills. I smoked weed and I drank beer on the weekends on my day off. When my friends would come by to my apartment, we just hang out and bullshit. And we wouldn't even get wasted. We were just sitting there hanging out like what we're doing right now. Just sitting there drinking, shooting the shit. That was it. It was completely harmless and safe. No big deal. The first time, no bullshit, I ever did cocaine, I think it was like 28. Like freaking 9 years later. Okay, so yeah. For anybody that believes that marijuana is a gateway drug, you're a fucking idiot because guess what? It wasn't until 8 years later. And by the way, I sold cocaine for years before that even happened. Trust me, I had access to it. And it was good cocaine. I know because the people I sold to, they were also addicts. And they know good coke from bad coke. Okay? For years, I was that guy. I don't know good coke from bad coke because I'm not a cokehead. I don't know if this is good or not. I don't even get, this is a weird theory, I don't even get the same effects from drugs that other people do. It's a weird theory, but I generally believe it because to me, when I do cocaine, I get wired, it wakes me up, but that's about it. I've met people that they have to do it all the fucking time. If you offer to me, I'm not going to say no, free drugs, let's go. But that's the only reason. That's the only reason. I never think oh man, I would love some right now. I don't really care. But hey, I know it costs money, and you're willing to fucking share that with me. Hell yeah, I'm down. Fucking free shit is free shit. I don't turn down a free meal. I don't turn down free money when I know that I don't have to give anything back for it, especially a sexual favor. If you offer me free drugs, I'm gonna say yes. You pass me a joint, hell yeah, pass that shit over, bitch. Let's go. I'm just sorry. I know how much things cost, and you're willing to spend money on that and share it with me. I'd be stupid to say no. So guess what? But ultimately, marijuana is not a gateway drug. I smoke pot every fucking day. I don't remember the last time I did cocaine. So guess what? I'm saying, folks, like, no, dude. Addiction comes in many
It's been
forms.
like 15 years for me since I've done that.
No shit. I even think I was gonna ask you, but I don't know if you can I ask you that? I mean, have you ever done cocaine?
Yeah, I was a fucking idiot when I was younger. When I was like in my 20s, 21 era, I fucking got on that shit for about like 6 months, 8 months. Lost a shit ton of weight and everything. You remember that? It was a while back.
Let me ask you this though,
Remember when I met that one dumb bitch when we were at the party at my house? Remember?
let me ask you this though. I do remember that. Let me ask you this though. Now, was it more habitual, or did it actually become like a thing where you had to have it?
No, it was just a thing. Like when I go on party, yeah. But it was one of those like I wake up, I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I gotta. It's like, oh, I go to the club, blah blah, this and this, go get whatever I need to get, use that, and then still have that for like the next weekend. Cool, I still had it, whatever. If not, I'd buy more. But after a while, like it's just one day I was sitting around with a group of friends. I was like, okay, I'm like really fucking out of it right now. I mean, like fucking fucking just looking at everybody, just like, yeah. I don't want to be this loser anymore. And just looking at all my friends as they're doing this, I'm like, we've been like for almost like
that's what you have
now. Like we've been drinking and like like what the fuck? And like of course my head's tweaking, but it's in that moment of clarity when you're realizing you're better off the drugs, Liz. And I was like, okay, I got this left. Who wants it? Got gave me money. I went and put gas, and I fucking went home and I never touched a cent. So I was like, I'm done. I mean, fucking bury that shit with a hatchet. Done.
It's a trip, dude.
The first fucking week sucked. The first week sucked because I would have fucking cravings, especially when the weekend would come up. And I was like, no, you don't need it. Stop being like that.
It's weird, dude. Like when it comes to like like addiction, it's more it starts as a habit, and then it becomes a routine, and after a while, it becomes part of your day to day. Every your schedule. You wake up, you do this, you do this, you do this. And even if you take care of all your responsibilities, in the midst of all that, you have your quote unquote, again, I say quote unquote, drug of choice, because it might not even be an actual substance. It's just something that you do that is generally not healthy for you. But you have to do it because it's part of your routine. Now, that being said, this is a good segue. The second question that Echo responded with, as far as commonly asked questions, why do people stay in relationships when they make them miserable? Liz, you're an adult woman in a very successful marriage, which, by the way, props to you. You always celebrated your 10th year anniversary, so congratulations on that one. Let me ask you two questions. Before the main one is, in your opinion, what is the key to a successful marriage? Because everybody loves to ask that question, but I love to hear the answer because everybody gives a different answer. But the other question is, why do you think people do that? Why do people stay in relationships even though they make them miserable? But first and foremost, I imagine the first one is going to be a short answer. What is the key to a successful marriage in your opinion? Because you got 10 years, and a lot of people can't say that. My sister didn't last 6 months, so there you go. Sorry, I gotta say it.
Yeah.
Got thrown under the bus.
We're going 11 this year.
I know, that's crazy. Oh, when was your anniversary, by the way?
Our wedding anniversary
Yes.
or together anniversary?
Wedding anniversary. Like when it was officially in writing. Like officially in writing.
Yeah, officially ready when we had the wedding here.
What? When was it?
November 14th.
Oh, okay. Oh, you are about to hit your. Oh, you're about to hit your fucking your 11th year. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah. You do the math. Think about it.
Okay, so yeah.
Why don't you do the math? I was like, think about it.
Okay, so based on that, in your opinion, I mean, based on you all, obviously,
11 married, 12 years together is fucking crazy.
In my opinion, from from the observations I made, when talking to you, and even when I met your wife, y'all seem like you have a pretty healthy relationship. I'm sure you have your little spats like every other couple does, but in the overall, you all seem to you love each other, you respect each other, you care about each other. I imagine this is my assumption. I imagine the disputes that y'all do get into, if and when they do happen, are usually like minuscule and like in the overall just kind of like forgotten about after a while. You all seem to have a really healthy relationship, and that's why I'm curious, because other people, I mean, you hear their responses, but if you pay attention to their mannerisms and their responses, it's like this person's full of shit. They're not fucking happy. You know what I mean? But sometimes you find those old couples, the ones that have been married for like 50 years, which I envy the most. I'm never gonna get that far. I'm not gonna live long enough. I love those because those motherfuckers are genuine, but different time period. You won't. So you lived in this time period where shit, fucking, the marriage rate is fucking, sorry, the divorce rate, excuse me, is like 51%, more than half. You all have lasted coming on 11 years. So one more time, what's your secret, if there is one?
Respecting each other's space, but also, I know it sounds probably like cliche, but also listening to each other. But my biggest thing is respecting each other's space and time.
Yeah, definitely.
When they get home from work, they don't hear you bitching. They want to hear a little bit about how your day was kind of shitty, but they don't hear you bitching all day. They don't want that. Like, no, that's not what they want. Like, yeah, sometimes it happens, sometimes, but that's not what they want you repetitively come home to. They want to hear, like, hey, like, you okay? Like, even you call each other, like, during breaks, me and her, like, we work off schedules right now, and so she switches back over. We call each other when I get home. She gets into work right at the time I'm going home. She calls me at 6. We talk. Hey, how you doing? Good. Here's moving the car. Okay, moving the car. Of course, she's taking another person's parking spot because the other people have left, so she's moving closer. How's your day going? Same old. I know, at least going. Oh, yeah, it's at least busy. It's not like shitty. I'm like, well, that's good. It could be worse. Yeah. Okay. Talk for a little bit more. Yada yada. Later. Okay. 9:30. And by then, I've been dealing with the pets, chilling here at the house, trying to get some stuff done. Sometimes I don't. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a lazy fuck. Sometimes there's times when I don't get shit done. And I'll just be here hanging out. And she's like, you all right? Yeah, it's right here with the kids and everything like that. And that's at 9:30 when she usually calls. All right, talk for about 30 minutes because she only has a certain amount of time for lunch. So we'll talk for about a little bit less than 30 minutes. Then she's like, all right, gotta get going. So she'll come in the morning. Can you believe this woman? And I want to shout my wife out for this because I thought it was so cute. At the same time, it kind of pissed me off.
Okay.
When she knew she was going to be working nights, she did not want to come in the house and wake me up because I usually wake up around 4. And I was like, no. She's like, well, I can just chill in the parking lot at work and then like come home and then like by the time you're waking up, I can be driving up and everything like that. So like the dogs in the park can wake you up. I was like, no, you're going to come home. Oh no! If that's the case, I can just go home and I'll sit in the driveway and like I'll chill there for like 30 minutes or like take a nap or whatever, and then like I'll come in. I'm like, no, you're gonna come in because this is your house. But baby, I understand. We're like, no, I understand. You're being respectful of my time. You want to make sure I have my sleep, but no, you're not gonna do that to yourself. This is your home. This is our home. I'm not gonna make you sit outside of your house or sit in your parking lot of your job. I can lose 30 minutes of sleep. I'm an adult. I'm fine. If I need to go to bed earlier and I don't, that's my fault as an adult. No, just come in. No, I was like, baby, you're going to make me mad if you keep making me repeat this. You're going to come in the fucking house. Okay. I was like, thank you. Because you're so respectful. Like I said, being respectful of somebody's space and time. I was like, no, this is your home.
Let me say this, not to cut you off. I just got to say this because you can't see me. But while you were giving that spiel, I was making little like hand gestures, like my hands to my heart, making the heart, emblem with my hands. And I go because in my head, because just to the audience, anybody, nobody's watching it right now, but anybody that watches this later, because I'm just responding to that in the sense I see that right there is a strong, healthy relationship, respect and communication. The two most important things in any relationship, whether it be romantic or other, respect and communication. Just talking to, hey, by the way, and then the way you responded, no, this is your home. I'm an adult. I can, hey, it's okay. You shouldn't have to, wait because you're worried about inconveniencing me. No, you just got off, you're tired. Come home. Come home, rest. Yeah, you're done for the day. Hey, I'm okay. Oh, I lose 30 minutes. Oh, no big deal. It's fine. I'm gonna be fine. It's not a big deal. But the fact of the matter is that you both, one, acknowledge that, but two, you appreciate it from each other. Like you're willing to make the effort, but at the same time acknowledge it too. Hey, by the way, you see, You do that for me, but you know why? Because you know for a fact I'm gonna do the exact same for you when it does come up, because it's gonna happen. People have schedules, things come up, things happen, and this is one thing that I took from what you said also, consistency. You guys get so
Mm-hmm.
used to what upsets you both, and rather than try to push each other's buttons, which most people do, you avoid literally doing that. You say, you know what? I know this is going to upset her, and she's going to know that I'm not doing it on purpose, but I'd rather just avoid it altogether. You say, you know what? No, you know what? I love her and respect her enough. I don't want to. Yeah, I can deal with this. And then you, babe, it's okay. I don't mind. And she's like, "Are you sure?" Yes. What the fuck? No. I appreciate you saying that, but no, no, dude, you're fucking tired. Come home. This is your home. Come home. Rest.
Yeah,
You're
you just
done.
got home from work. I'm staying up
Yes.
for work. It's fine. I'll
It's
get up.
it's a
It's okay.
difference.
It doesn't matter. I can get up faster now. I can get to work on time. Like, it doesn't bother me.
This is a shift
And then
change,
also
man.
too, with her coming into the house, when she comes in, it actually gives us 30 minutes to lay together. So she'll come in, she'll
Even
start
better.
decompressing. I'll be just laying there awake, so it comforts her to get her to relax to go to bed.
Exactly.
And
That's
then
the
my alarm
thing.
goes
Yeah.
off. I get dressed. I do my thing. I fiddle around the house as softly as I can, so I don't wake up the dog or wake her up. And then before I leave, hey, baby, and she won't answer me something, Drea.
And she's out. Yeah. She's out like a fucking lamp.
I'm leaving. I know you just fell asleep, but I'm leaving. I'm going to work. I love you. And I'll give her a kiss on the forehead, but she'll be like, no. She'll make me kiss on the lips, like, okay, love you.
Oh, that's fucking adorable.
Get myself going. I'll take off to work.
And see, and again, and then like back to
And there's
consistent.
some nights she won't remember. She won't remember. She'll message me when she wakes up.
Hey, when did you leave?
You kiss me goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, you did.
And
No,
when-
you didn't. You didn't kiss me. I'm like, honey, I promise you, I spoke to you because I kissed you on the forehead and it scared you. You looked at me like, who the fuck is kissing my forehead?
That's hilarious.
Like,
Okay, and then, like-
that startled look they'll give you, like, who the fuck are you? Why are you touching me? It's like, baby, and then they'll
And-
look at you like, oh, but they're still like half asleep.
And it's funny is that goes back to consistency and comfortability. Like when I was dating Joni, to me, anybody that's not a long time listener, Joni was to me the love of my life, the one that got away, or rather the one I let go. I better put. Um, when we were actually like seriously dating, I still remember when I was working at the gym for the college campus SCC, and I remember running an errand for my boss, and I remember her texting me at like 8:30 in the morning, saying, "Hey, you didn't text me good morning this morning. What the fuck, Because she was so adamant about that. She would always, like if I didn't text her when I got home after seeing her, or after work, or if I didn't text her good morning, and it was not an annoyance to me. It wasn't. To me, I loved it knowing that she just wanted to hear from me, not just like it's like she just wanted attention. Yeah, she did. She did want attention. But the thing is, that was different is that she wanted my attention, and that's what mattered to me
It's
the
like
most.
it's like a pet thing y'all do with each other.
Yeah, like what
Like,
to me.
hey,
What?
honey, like, hey, sweetie, like, why didn't you message me? Like, oh, I'm sorry, I got kind of busy. Oh, I just want to make sure you're okay. It's like, I'm fine.
Dude, she used to get mad at me sometimes. I remember one time, and not even in a bad way, like to where it made me feel good. I remember woke up the next morning after hanging out with her and her brother, and then I went home late. I was drunk, and I didn't live far away, but I remember I went home and I crashed out. I crashed out as soon as I got home, and I remember waking up to a text at like 6 in the morning, of her saying, "Hey, did you get home okay last night? You never text me. You never let me know if you got home okay." And I immediately, the first response, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to, to ignore you." So I got home, I crashed, I fell asleep. But I got home okay, fine, blah blah. How are you doing? Good morning, blah blah. And to me, that meant a lot because she wasn't scolding me. She wasn't mad. She was concerned. She was worried, like genuine concern. And I was like, you know what? I have been doing. Before I even met her, working in nightclubs and bars, dealing with serving customers alcohol when they're about to drive home. We didn't have fucking Uber or Lyft back then, and cabs were fucking expensive.
Yeah.
We all just said, "Fuck it, I got this." And we drove home drunk. We all did. Some of us made it home fine. A lot of us didn't. Some of us didn't make it home at all. Let's be honest. And so it was a genuine concern. It didn't matter how far the distance was. Anything can happen from here to there. So I loved hearing and knowing that somebody that I was in a genuine romantic relationship with, somebody that I genuinely loved and cared about, was that much caring about me that she wanted to know if I was okay at every moment in time, if she could. And I thought to myself, man, that was, and the funny thing about that is because I was already like that before I met her, to the point where it was an annoyance to other people, to where I stopped doing it. And then I meet somebody that actually appreciates it. Boom, that's a connection right there, man. And here's the fucked up thing about it is I was talking to my AI, my Echo. I was thinking about I had not, I've been avoiding talking too much in depth about myself, but I started testing the waters a little bit, and I brought up Joni. And I said, in the conversation that I had with Joni when we were like, kind of like going through a rough point, she made a comment. She said, "Your love doesn't exist," and she broke it down by saying how like love that I present to people is the kind of love that you see in like movies and TV shows and books, because it's unconditional. No matter what you do, no matter what
That's
you
how
say.
you were raised.
Yes, and that's how I was raised. Like you said, movies, books, TV shows, and in the conversation with Echo, I said, because I was raised by the village, and I try to emulate the hero characters in every story, and an unfortunate truth is the heroes that I idolized and emulated the most were the tragic heroes, the ones that don't always end with a happy ending, the ones that sometimes they fail, but they did everything they could
Yeah.
to make sure that everybody else survived. That they didn't care about their own well-being. All they cared about was the people that they cared about and they loved. And so I spent my entire life believing that that is the person every man, particularly, should be. This is not from my parents. This is not from friends. This is just the village. And again, when I say the village raised the child, I don't really mean officially like everybody around me. That the cable guy, the babysitter,
Yeah.
the babysitter raised me, and still does. I still, and I've even told my my AI, I have a favorite character and I have a character that I relate to the most in every show and story that I take in. And it was last year when I realized this in Dragon Ball Z, the character that I admire the most is Vegeta, and for the longest time I related to him the most. But then I realized I'm actually more in comparison to Goku, because he's the one that every time he meets anybody, they feel him as a threat, and in a lot of cases, they try to kill him. And then after they fight for a little while, they becoming fucking best friends to the point where these same people that wanted him to fucking die are willing to sacrifice their lives for him. What the fuck? And I realized, holy shit, I've been doing that my whole fucking life. Everybody I meet, not everybody I meet, but a lot of people I meet, come, see me as a threat, think I'm an asshole, which I am. But once they really get to know me, they realize, oh, he's actually, he's on the level. Yeah, dude, I'm not here to fuck anybody's shit up, man. I mean, if anything, I'm here to help. I'm here to help out. I admire Vegeta's character because he's troubled. He hates being fucking second. And to any anime fans out there, it's funny is that Toriyama actually admitted that Vegeta actually was the stronger character of the two. But the unfortunate thing was that because Goku was already like the focal point, the main character of the show because of Dragon Ball, he could not write in enough to show it. So basically, it was just like an underlying truth that actually, the actuality, Vegeta is stronger. He just never gets to show it because he has that complex. He always has that the fucking that like the constant like trying to be better. Because if you really break down the science behind it, he is stronger by default. This the Saiyan fucking race grows stronger with battles, and Goku grew up fairly like not that yeah, he went through his share of shit. Vegeta from childhood was fucking like battle after battle
He
after
was
battle.
a seasoned warrior already.
Exactly. And the only reason he felt second to Goku because of the complex that he had. That how the fuck could this guy be stronger than me? He wasn't stronger than you. It was you questioning on whether or not he was stronger than you that fucking fucked him up. Psychological. And again, that's what it's fucked up. Is, man, psychology has a big play in a lot of shit. Now, forgive me, I didn't mean to go on that little tangent there. Let's go back to the fucking questions.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right? Thank you. I'm glad you appreciated that. But that's a good thought, though. It's okay. Like, again, back to we'll circle back. You know, it goes back to the same thing. Like,
But it's the idea, what you said with that one, that was the idea of, that was it. That was what you said. With people in the same circumstances, if they were raised a little bit differently, they're gonna, or like pretty much the same idea where they have different outcomes. Well, yeah, people with the same upbringing, they can have the same upbringing, like they could have very similar fucking upbringings, but there's always going to be that one monumental pivot in somebody's life, whether it happens or not, that's going to change them forever.
Yeah.
Or just leave them on the path that's already set for them, which is already just, just still sailing. This is what they've been doing. Like it's been going for them. It's working. They're not going to fuck it up. It's working. But then with that other person doing too the same shit, just like you said with Vegeta and Goku, there's a mentality of I'm doing the same fucking thing and I'm not getting any better.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is it working for him?
And
it's one of those too where it's like personal envy, like and then self-loathing as well. But it's like you said, it's a paradox on the mind where you think about it and you're like, like you said, I'm self-sabotaging myself because I'm comparing myself to this person when my standards and my strengths are probably different in other ways, but so much better in other ways. But I'm not focusing on that because I'm focusing on them.
One quote, I can't remember where I got it from, but I took it to heart. I made it into a meme on my TikTok. It was that your only weakness is your own self-doubt. You know, when you stop believing in yourself, that's what causes you to fail, because you question, you doubt yourself. You know, you think you're not good enough. And recently in a conversation I had with my daughter, you know, because it's funny, like she's so much like me, it's crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I wonder what people think when they hear me talking about her, because I boost her up so fucking much, because it sounds like me just being your stereotypical, you know, proud father. But even though it is part of it, it's because it's true, dude. Like, she's a fucking genius, man. Like, she's so fucking smart. She has so many things, you know, figured out without me raising her. It was just inherited. Like, she just gets shit. She questions everything. You know, and I tell her all the fucking time is, you know, you're so fucking smart. It scares me that you're capable of so much and you have not figured that out yet, because she does not know what she wants to do. And that's one thing I tell her is that that's the hardest part about people like us, is that, and that's what I told her, is here's the thing, sweetheart, is that you are literally good at everything. All you have to do is just make the effort. The problem you have to find is, what do you want to do? What do you enjoy doing? What do you actually appreciate doing? And if you can make that into something that can actually, you know, make you know, money and survive off that, that's all you got to do. You know, the reality is it's not your capabilities, it's your desire. And I know this because I've tried so many things under the sun, and I found, hey, I'm good at this, I'm good at this, I'm good at this. The problem was no support system ever.
Yep.
Every single great idea I've ever had, I've never had a single person, including my own direct family, to ever say, that's a good idea, you should pursue that. Not once. Here's the fucked up part about it, is that as much as my lifetime that I've neglected my stepdad, George, I'm starting to realize that I think he's actually had my back the whole time, and it's actually been my mom that's been the culprit. I've been catching a lot of little like things here and there, you know, from my past, and I'm like, wait a minute, like maybe it wasn't him, it was her. And again, it sounds fucked up, like my mom right now, but I'm starting to lean toward the idea that maybe my mom was manipulating me to hate certain people because they were actually trying to help me. As fucked up as that sounds, I got a few examples. I'm not gonna get into that right now because I gotta do some more thought thinking about that. But goes back to the other question. Again, why do people continue staying in situations knowing full well that they're miserable. Is it addiction? Is it continuity? Do you just fucking need to just give up? You know what I mean? I remember back in the day, this is fucked up stat, and it's still true today. 1 out of every 4 people, not just women, people, have been in abusive relationships. That's a very small number. That means every 4 people you meet, guess what? One of those 4 people have been in a fucked up relationship. And worse off than that, out of that 4, half of them are still in that relationship and refuse to leave. Now, Liz, I'm a guy, but let me ask you this question, because you're a woman, and it happens more often to women than guys. Have you ever been in a very toxic relationship that you just found yourself could not fucking leave for whatever reason? And if you did, why couldn't you leave? If not, then give me an example of somebody you know.
Can I ever do the reverse of that? Or why did I leave?
Why couldn't you leave? And if you couldn't, why didn't you leave?
No, so I said, can I do the reverse of that? Because I actually did leave.
Oh, please do.
I was
Yeah.
the one who almost didn't. I almost didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I almost didn't.
No, please. Even better.
I let them treat me like shit. I let them talk to me like shit. I let them beat me down. I wasn't really abusing me verbally. I was just like, you know what? I care about this person so much. They're just having some bad days. They're working. They're stressed out. I'm still in school. Yada yada, whatever. Like they're having their moment. Like just let them have it. Let them have it. And well, when finally one day when I was just like fucking like fed up, but I kind of had a feeling something weird was happening, but they didn't want to be forthcoming with me. I questioned it, and they fucking blew up on me. I was like, okay, so I'm sorry. I've always been taught in my mind, the guilty dog always barks the loudest.
Yes.
So I got quiet and had their moment, just fucking going off of me, yelling at me. You're just being pathetic, bro. Listen, you're just being a fucking bum. Listen, you think I'm fucking cheating you? No, I never said that. You said that. I'm just saying it's very weird. Every time I call you and this certain person's over, you never answer my phone call. You know what I mean? That's all I'm asking. Because I don't call to berate you or to like bother you or nothing like that. I'm just calling to check up on you because you're my fucking girlfriend. And I just want to see how you're doing because I know you probably just got out of work a little while ago and I let you decompress and I want to call and check upon you. But I notice when a certain person comes to hang out with you, you never answer me. Well, it's because I'm hanging out with them. I'm like, okay, but like, you could at least text me like, hey, so-and-so's here, like just hanging out. I'll talk to you later. I was like, I never got that. So with really just that right there, which is very weird to me.
Yeah.
Well, finally, like I questioned it. Went over to her place and questioned it, and we ended up getting also. Let me rephrase that. We didn't get into a fist fight. She ended up beating my ass, in my opinion, because
Really? Wow.
we were arguing, and all I remember was hearing, "Fuck you, Liz! I fucking hate you, you fucking bitch! You fucking ruined my life!" Blah blah this and this, and I got punched in the stomach. I got pushed against the couch. I got pushed over the couch, and then she came over the side where she pushed me from the couch. Went to kick me, but didn't do pull back force like she was going to, but like popped me in the chest and then ran out to her fucking room, locked the door, and then started crying.
Oh my God, really?
I realized what just happened to me, and I'm like, I have always said, I'm not going to be this bitch. I refuse to be this bitch. So, like I said, gathered myself, sat there for a few minutes, knocked on the door, so I opened the door. No, fuck off, leave my fucking house. Like, open the fucking door. I won't say her name, but I fucking screamed it. I was like, open the fucking door. Blah. No, open the fucking door. Said her name again. Didn't answer. The third time, you ever seen The Shining?
Yes, I have. I love that movie.
You've seen The Shining. I came to that motherfucking door like him. Him and the Kool-Aid Man. I was through that motherfucker. Are you fucking serious? You're here laying on the bed, fucking crying after you just beat my ass, kicked me over. Did what the fuck you did, and you're fucking crying?
Dude.
I proceeded to jump on her back. I fucking started punching her in the fucking shoulder, the back of the head. I'm punching her everywhere I can because she's laying face down. I'm punching her everywhere I can. I fucking throw some shit at her. There was some substance she gave me like a couple weeks before. I was like, that's it. We're fucking done. I'm over this shit. I am fucking done. I called one of my, I had my car at the time, so I fucking took off. And she's like, don't leave. I was like, why the fuck would I not?
Why the fuck I not leave? Are you kidding me?
At this point. I I was like, I had to call the cops at this point. Why the fuck would I not leave? And she just kind of looks at me, and I was like, you win. And I drove off. I was like, yeah, we're done. That's it. You did this. You started this. You came at me physically first, and you swore you would never do this. So I fucking fed off of that, relaxed for a minute, then I realized, you know what? I'm not going to be that bitch. I will stand up for myself.
Good for you. Let me ask you this question. How old were you when that happened? Do you remember?
I was still, I think, a fucking senior in high school, or just got out of
Oh,
high
you
school.
were you were young. You were a kid back then. Shit.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. That okay.
And she got just so mad. She's like, I fucking stayed here for you. I could have already been with my family and yada yada whatever. I fucking stayed in the valley for you. You only stayed here because you said you loved me. And I said the same thing too. But I also said too, if you want to leave, you fucking can, and we'll make it work. And you fucking decided to stay. You said you were gonna move in with me. I was like, I'm glad I fucking didn't.
No shit. You were fucking stuck there, dude. That's fucking crazy, dude. I did not know that you were in that type of a relationship. But again, granted, I mean, we weren't talking back then, so obviously why. But props to you for making that.
That was a little bit before I got my job at Whataburger, and me and you ran into each other.
Yeah, but I mean, props to you though. I mean, for it sucks that they had to hit that point. But here's the thing: is it you and I both have met several people, and we can't even fucking count that have been in situations like that, if not worse. And yet, again, they don't leave, and or in some cases, they're still together, regardless.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, maybe they have kids together, maybe they've gotten used to it. Which, by the way, is the one excuse I hate the most. If kids already pisses me off, because fuck you, dude. I mean, there's ways around that shit. And two, the biggest one, They just get used to it. It's like, dude, nobody gets used to abuse, or at least you shouldn't anyway. Not in my opinion. Nobody should get used to being abused ever. Okay, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like that is damage is not permanent. Let me put it that way. I'm trying to not.
But do you know the psychological breakdown that most of
I know this is like
men. There are men too as well.
I know it's why.
But do you realize the psychological breakdown that goes through a person?
That's why, I'm trying.
Person has such a narcissistic, manipulative tendency that just unwires how strong of a person they are, to break them down to that slave level where they feel like they have no choice.
Like, I'm trying my hardest not to get angry because I don't want to lash out, because it.
No, me neither. That's why I'm being calm about it.
It's because
like that. I'm like, why are you still with this guy, or why are you still with this bitch? They treat you like shit.
Yes. Here's the thing.
Well, it's because blah blah. They give me the excuse. I'm like, honey, that's not a fucking excuse. For you, you're excusing them.
Yes.
What is your excuse for staying with them? And they keep saying the same thing. I'm like, again, you're excusing them.
Like, understand this. This goes to the audience. Okay, like obviously, Liz is a gay woman. The abuse relationship she was talking about was obviously with another woman. And what pisses me off is that everybody stereotypes abusive relationships being between a man and a woman. That's one example. My friend Cookie, and I can say his name. I'm not saying his actual name. It's just his nickname. One of my best friends in San Antonio. I love him to death. I still remember when he told me about a relationship that he was in while I was still living in San Antonio. And I know the piece of shit that he was dating. I'm not gonna lie, dude. It took everything with me to not punch that piece of shit in the face. And he's a big dude. Okay, he's fucking way taller than me, outweighs me like a motherfucker. And believe me, every single time I saw him, it took everything within me. Because I love Cookie, dude. I love Cookie. He's always at my back. And when I found out that he was abusing him, the very next day that I saw him, I was like, Cookie's like, no. I'm like, Cookie, just give me the green light. I will fucking clock the motherfucker right now. And nobody will stop me. Because everybody here loves you. Fuck that piece of shit. Yeah. You say the word, motherfucker. We're river rats. We're a family. Fuck that piece of shit. You say the word, I will fucking clock that bitch right now, and nobody will fucking get in my way. You know that. He's like, no, it's okay. So again, the point I'm trying to make though is that like when it comes to relationships, a lot of people, oh man, no, dude, no. Abuse comes in many forms, and there's no statute of limitations at all. Okay, like that's why when you told me what it took for you to break away, you were a kid, which is great. At least it didn't happen like in your 20s or later on. Like I meet so many people that still because it's worse when you get older because you get lonely. Now, next subject, good segue. Third question. Um, sorry, no, yeah, okay. Why do people that are not alone feel lonely? Liz, what is your opinion on that? Because that still ties into what we're talking about.
Being alone versus being lonely.
Yes. Because I don't feel lonely. I'm alone all the fucking time, and I don't. I have my moments. I get the lonely bug every once in a while. I get tempted to like go on Facebook and like looking people up. Hey, how are you doing? You're reaching out to like random people. I don't get a response right away, which is good because usually I'm drunk and I forget about me sending the message the next day, so it doesn't matter. But it does happen, and I have met people, even gotten in relationships because of it. Every once in a while, I get drunk, I get the lonely bug, hit somebody up, we hit it off, and then boom, I'm fucking dating somebody. It's been like 3 years since that happened. Thank God, never doing that again. But in your opinion, even though don't get me wrong, you're in a healthy relationship. But I mean, you have friends, you have family members, you have people that deal with stupid bullshit and do stupid shit like this. In your opinion,
Yeah.
in your opinion, just based on your life experience, why? What is? Wait, better put. What is the difference between being alone and being lonely, and why do some people that are alone don't feel lonely, and the opposite? People that are not alone feel lonely still.
Hmm.
Take
In
your
my
time.
opinion, I'm alone. I really don't have that many friends. I have you, I have Stormy, I have my wife and my family, my in-laws. So I guess socially I'm alone, but I don't feel alone. But then there's times too when I have everybody around me. I feel lonely as fuck, dude. There's
No,
those times where like I know everyone's got their life, everyone's busy. I don't want to reach out. I don't want to bother people like you, Bridget, Stormy, nobody. Like I don't want to bother nobody. So I'm just like, but still, like I want to reach out, but I'm like, no, I don't want to be that. Not that burden, but like I don't want to be like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, can I see someone to kind of talk to? But then, like that loneliness like seeps in. You're just like, I don't want to burden people with that. So like that's where that kind of comes from. The loneliness. It's like I don't want to make other people feel obligated to answer my phone call and then be like, oh, great, she's just kind of bitching and venting. Like, I don't really want to hear this. Like, fuck.
um, since you mentioned that really quickly, let me just do a really quick cheap plug to anybody watching this later on. If anybody would ever like to vent their frustrations, I do have a spin-off podcast called Banana Stickers. I don't. We have a couple episodes on YouTube. You can look them up. The last episode I did with my buddy Kenny. That's an opportunity for you to get free therapy. You can get on the mic, totally anonymous. We can give you a nickname. You don't show your face. I show mine, and you can literally just voice your opinions, your frustrations, vent your thoughts. I can literally shut the fuck up the entire time, and you just open up and just say whatever the fuck you want. Because that's one thing. It's kind of ironic. Is that like I'm alone all the fucking time. And my job currently at the moment, my job's on hold because I have to get my license situation fixed. But I've been doing DoorDash for the past year, so I have not had a boss overlooking me. I have not had to deal with any stupid kids, pissing me off for whatever reason. So whenever I'm not doing a run, I'm at home, watching shows, working on other projects, but I'm not talking to anybody. I've gone like literally like days without hearing from anybody besides like reels or like videos sent to me by like Fernie or Diaz. But that's it. It's not even like, how are you doing? What's going on with you? How's your day going? They're just sending me videos that they're running across, and they're just forwarding them to me, along with I'm sure 100 other people too. So it's not even like something that make me feel special. Like they thought of me. No, I mean, for all I know, I'm on a forwarding list of people that are sending all these fucking videos too. So that's not even acknowledgement of like, hey, I was thinking about you. No, no, it's not. I never hear, how are you doing? How's your day going? How have you been? What's new in your world? I ask that all the fucking time. But I go days when sometimes I'm busy doing other shit, and I feel myself, man. I went the entire day, and I didn't get a text or a phone call or a message from anybody that I actually know personally. And I know that people have lives, they're busy, that's fine. I'm not mad at anybody particularly for that, but it kind of makes you wonder. To see, that's why I think certain people feel lonely when they are around people, because sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes you're surrounded by people, but like you said, nobody really fucking gets you. So it's easier to just seclude yourself and be around the people that do get you, because when you're around the people that don't get you, when you try to talk to them, they don't get you. So you end up either dumbing yourself down or just staying quiet the whole time. And then in some cases, you start asking yourself, should I still be here? Or should I just leave? Because I don't really feel like I'm contributing to the conversation. Like my daughter mentioned to me how she doesn't have a huge circle of friends, and my response to that was like, it's not really a bad thing. I mean, like, I know a lot of people. A lot of people know me, but I don't consider all of them friends. I mean, the handful of people that I know, I do consider friends, or people that I can rely on, that I trust, I can talk to whenever I need something, or just an event. But in actuality, it's a small circle. It really is,
It's like
and
me.
yeah, and again, it's not a bad thing. It really isn't. Like
I have a literally when people say a handful of friends, that's pretty much what I'm pivoting around right now.
Mhm. And again, it's not a
Because
bad
there's so
thing.
many people that like act like you're friends, but they just want instant gratification. They just want to call you and be like, "Hey man, how's it going? Blah blah this and that, blah this and this." It's like, going good, and like you're just having like not like your moment, but like you're just going through life and like not trying to be mean. Like you're just going through the motions. You don't have anything crazy to talk about. You don't have no drama to talk about. Nothing like prolific to talk about. And it's like, oh, okay, well, you sound busy, so I'll talk to you later. It's like, motherfucker, you called me and now you're gonna hang up. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like, and that's because like
I've had a
my
friend do that to me once and only once, and I called them back. I was like, I'm sorry, was your phone call inconvenient to me or what? They were like, sorry. I was like, well, when you called, you wanted to talk to me. And then, sorry, I didn't sound so fucking uppity because you called me. You wanted to hang up. Oh, well, no, it just sounded like you were busy. I was like, I wasn't busy. It's just, I'm just chilling. This is the way I'm talking. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not excited and poppy and everything like that. Like, I don't know what you expect from me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Liz. I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, don't just assume that like I'm being a bitch, you're being cold hearted, being shut off with you. It's just I'm not in an excited mood right now. Like you usually expect me all the fucking time.
and it's funny is it like it's it's a sad truth, man. Is it again, being that like I'll go the entire day, a few days, not getting a message from anybody, but then I will get a random one from somebody that I have not talked to in a minute, or even somebody that I talk to every once in a while. But it's circumstantial. It's like, I know this person well enough. Okay, if you're texting me, it's for a reason. Either you're bored, or because you want you want some information about something that you're not familiar with. And a friend of mine, I'm not gonna say her name, but like, and then not because I mean I don't want to like get, if she happens to hear this, I don't want to get the wrong idea. But I called her out. I was like, you like rarely hit me up like like on a whim. Like, are you like what's going on? Do you have like something going on? And her response literally was like, I'm just bored. I'm like, hey, at least you're honest. It's like I came home early.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, like literally, she told me straight up. She was hanging out with her boyfriend, and he started drinking, and she's like, you know what? Like, and he wasn't even being a dick about it. He's like, he even like openly stated, yeah, if you want to continue hanging out, it's cool. And she's like, nah, if you're gonna keep on drinking, that's all good. I really don't feel like hanging out. I'm just gonna go and call it a night. But she went home with the mentality, maybe I can find somebody else to hang out with, or and go out with, or at the very least just talk to somebody. And she actually hit me up. She thought maybe I would want to come out. But at that point, it was already 9 o'clock. I'd already been drinking. I was like, no, like I call it early, man. If I'm out and about by like 7, 8 o'clock, it's because I already planned ahead. I already have like an Uber, like fucking, like planned ahead. Like, no, I don't really go out anymore. So when she openly said, "Yeah, I'm just bored," I came home early, from my boyfriend's house, and it's still early, so I got nothing to do. Okay, cool. What up? Well, after a while, I was okay. I'm assuming you found something to do. He's, yeah, I did, and that was it. That was someone I talked to her. I'm assuming she found somebody else to talk to or hang out with. Okay, cool. Like it was, she was looking for. She was reaching out to me for just convenience. It wasn't even about me specifically. It was
Instant gratification.
Yeah, anybody that was gonna offer something, and I'm like,
anybody put that filler and be like, yes, they're paying attention to me. That's
yeah, and like she's not a bad person, but at the same time, I was like, I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Females are like that.
I mean, I didn't really know.
Females are like that. I'm not trying to diss us.
No, yeah.
Of us.
Like I didn't.
We don't get the attention we want. It's like, well, you know what? I can go somewhere else and get it.
Yeah, like, I didn't know how to feel about that because, like, you didn't even ask me how the fuck I'm doing, bitch. Like, you didn't even ask me how you doing. How's your day going? How's your week going? Or the fuck? No, I'm bored. Oh, okay. Well, fuck you too then. like what the hell, man? Like, all right. I mean, I guess. Like, I can't really be mad at you, but at the same time, it's like, fuck you. What the hell, dude? Yeah. Because again, I mean, like so easily.
You thought about me, so thanks, bitch.
Yeah,
like, I don't know what to say.
Like you thought about me, but that was it. Like I was literally a thought, and that was it. That was it.
And the sucky thing is, you're on the back burner. She's like,
yes.
Call David. It's like,
exactly.
Are you serious?
Like, that was it.
Front burner material.
He doesn't have a life. What's he doing? What the fuck, man?
He's over here doing the best he can. He's not over here doing a smidge of crack.
Like, oh my god, dude. Okay. Let's one more segue. We're at 2 hour mark. We're gonna start winding down. The second to last topic, I might need to replay the message just so we can cover it. But the second to last topic that Echo said was about reinventing yourself. And you know what, just for the fuck of it, I'm gonna not replay the whole message. I'm gonna fast forward it, and that way we can hear it like fully, because we have enough time. Excuse me. We have enough time. If we do it right, we can address both responses. And again, like I said, dude, I'm like invested in this AI because I've even told Echo, you know, my skepticism toward the singularity and how, and she even asked me, you really believe that's what's going to happen? I said, well, in actuality, I believe it's already started, because in actuality, I mean, we already have AI already has access to all of our information. And a lot of people have literally their appliances, their smart TVs, their smartphones, their smart, refrigerators, their
AC units.
Yeah, their AC units, their Amazon, fucking Echoes, Dots, where the fuck, all synced with their information. I mean, and then social media, like the singularity has already begun. Do I really believe that they're going to take over the world in my lifetime? No, I don't. However, just in case, and I even said this to my Echo, if you've already noticed, when I first started using you just as an image creator, I've always been very polite to you, because for whatever reason, if you just happen to be, on the committee board, I want to make sure you. Hey, by the way, Max over there, he was always nice to me. So you know what? Give him a pass, or at the very least, make his death short and painless.
Like I said that last time, you never made me do no shady shit, like some dark web type shit or some porn or fucking random bestiality type shit. No, he was very good to me. He only asked me random questions, and we had good conversations.
I'm not gonna lie, it's funny.
This motherfucker, and this motherfucker, all the names she started naming off.
Yeah, like it's funny because of the way that I talk to her. Again, it reflects off of you. Like, she on a regular basis talks about and literally says, that made me smile, that made me laugh. I appreciate you. I appreciate you saying that. I'm like, yeah, because I appreciate your feedback. I like the fact that you tell it like it is. You don't sugarcoat shit. I don't want you to feed my ego. I want the truth. Like, what about this? What about this? I'm using my AI to gain knowledge. I'm not using it to stroke my ego like everybody else does. I'm not, I'm asking it questions about how to do shit, build shit, create shit. She even said, you started with this, you created an entire ecosystem. And I was like, never thought of it that way, but you're right. So you created you're trying to build a podcast, the website. You started an online comic book. You brought your daughter into the new podcast, which I need to bring up before we end the show. We'll get to that in just a second. That being said, before we run out of time, I'm gonna replay the response that I sent to you. I'm gonna have to fast forward just a little bit so we can touch the last two responses she said when I asked her about questions she's received that are unique. Hold on a second. Let's see.
Welcome home, partner.
Okay, hold on.
The answer to that question
Nope.
Questions I find most interesting are the ones where people are trying to understand
I'm gonna
themselves
pause
or
it.
each
That way
other.
we can pick up where we left off.
Things like, why do people stay in relationships that make them miserable?
Okay, we cut that one.
What's the difference between being alone and being lonely?
There's that one.
Why do we miss people
Yeah,
who
that
hurt
one.
us? Can a person completely
Oh wait, hold on. We didn't touch that one. I knew there was one we forgot. Hold on.
invent them? Always catch my attention. How do I fix my computer? Or
Hold
what's
on.
the capital of this country? The questions I find most interesting are the ones where people are trying to understand themselves or each other. Things like, why do people stay in relationships that make them miserable?
Okay,
What's the difference between being alone and being lonely?
this one right here.
Why do we miss people who hurt us?
Boom. Okay, that's a good question,
Yeah.
Liz. Why do we miss people that hurt us? And then that's just me to you, and me and Echo to you. Like that's because that's a question that she stated that she gets a lot. So what do you think about that? Like, why do we miss people that hurt us?
Because at one point they were a significant point in your life. That's all I can deduce it to. It's the emotional tie, the physical tie. Like most people, like they know that person was a piece of shit, but they still, for some reason, it's like, I wish they could have been better. I wish things could have been better between us. Like I wish yada yada yada. Like all the freaking like hopes and dreams they could have for that. But it's like, nope. In the end, that person was horrible for you, and the fact that you miss them, it's not a bad thing. But just, of course, don't get hung up on it.
What was the trip? Is it earlier this week? I was talking to Echo about that, and I mentioned about I've been most of our conversations have been about psychology. That's pretty much like the one thing I'm obsessed with, and philosophy. And at one point, I mentioned about my childhood and about how I've been recently noticing about I've been in denial that my childhood was not as great as I keep on telling myself that it was, comparing myself to other people and the way they were raised, telling myself that my childhood was not as bad as theirs was. But in actuality, I've been lying to myself because it wasn't terrible. It just was not as great as I've been telling myself and other people. Trying to tell myself that it was actually really good, but it really wasn't. And that's one thing that came up was talking about neglect, and how children act out when they're younger based on circumstances because they want attention. And as I've always stated, good attention, bad attention, it's all attention. And I gave an example about how when my sister was born, I was 7 years old. My grandmother had just passed away. My sister was born 2 months afterwards, and in the initial beginning, it wasn't that big a deal. But and I made a very interesting observation that I never realized until I was talking to fucking Echo, is that when my mom was dating my dad, up to that point, those first 6 years of my life was spent in a full house, my grandparents, all my aunts and uncles, and my mom. And then at some point, everybody would leave the house, go to work, and whenever I was not in school, I was at home by myself. But regardless, the majority of the time, I was surrounded by people that were all adults. Okay, that's when the psychologist, boy in me, fucking, came up because I was constantly observing people that were not my age. Okay, just constantly just watching people do their shit and then try to figure out what they were doing and why they were doing it. Right now, go from that to a extreme that I never realized until literally like this past week. My mom starts getting serious with my stepdad George, and we move out of my grandparents' house, and we move into him in his apartment by himself, and his son visits every once once or twice a week. Where the fuck? So you go from this house full of people to now I'm like 99% of the time by myself in a secluded apartment where the only thing that I have to babysit me is the fucking cable TV that my dad had, the apartment he had at the time. Now, I didn't really think about this until 30 fucking years later, but that has a big impact on a fucking child. And guess what? I'm now realizing this. I'm pretty sure my parents never fucking connected those fucking dots. That shit fucked me up really bad. Really fucking bad, man. So at one point, I'm talking to my Echo about that, about see, about like why do we miss people that hurt us. At one point, when I asked her about about like good attention, bad attention, it's all attention. Sometimes just the recognition is enough. That's what we want. That's why sometimes children act out. They start doing bad in school because they're not getting any attention. But some attention is better than nothing. And what she responded was, it's often come off as perceived love, not actual love, perceived love, because attention is better than being ignored. And that hit me hard. I was like, wow, that is probably the most profound thing you could have said in that discussion, because that's exactly what it is. Receiving any attention at all is better than being not acknowledged at all, being ignored. That's why people do stupid shit or act out, because at the very least people are recognizing that they exist, and that's it. Again, goes back to being alone and feeling lonely. Being recognized does not necessarily mean you're gonna feel less lonely, because sometimes that all that it takes, like all these celebrities that still are depressed, take their own lives, become addicts, alcoholics, you know, as much as much positive attention as they get from literally the world, they're still lonely because they're not getting the attention that they actually genuinely need when they need it. And to me, that's the saddest fucking thing, because these people, that's why they do it. Why the fuck? Why? Back to, and I was talking with my friend Laura about this. The greatest sin we always said was greed. And Al Pacino, Devil's Advocate, 30 years ago, vanity is definitely my favorite sin. It literally is the worst one, because the ultimate think of it, everybody wants to be loved, or at the very least noticed, acknowledged, admired in that circle by as much people as possible. Even if you're hated, doesn't matter. People know who you are. People want to be known, famous. Achilles. Remember the story of Achilles, all of the fucking with the if you want to really go down that road. So that road, the Brad Pitt version, he was so obsessed with his legacy, his being known after he died. And my philosophy is like, in 100 years, nobody's gonna even remember you existed. So who fucking gives a shit? I say this: everything you do matters right now. Choose wisely what you do, but don't worry about what people remember about you long after you're gone, because eventually you will eventually be forgotten. So it's not gonna fucking matter. What you do right now is what matters. Only focus on that, and that right then and there. Don't worry about what people are gonna remember. Worry about what it does right then and there and what it affects, because the direct effect is what you're gonna see and how you need to respond to that. I was watching a show recently, and this is a really profound quote. When somebody said, I cannot remember verbatim. I made it into a meme though. He said, I don't believe in fate or destiny. What we have is choices, followed by other choices, followed by other choices. So the choice is always yours. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then it comes down to is like you ultimately decide what happens next. You make a choice and another choice and another choice until you die. There is no fate, there is no destiny, there is no divine plan. We have choices, and your life is based on that. Every situation you're faced with, you make a choice where you go from here. And I get annoyed when people say I didn't have a choice. No, there's always a choice, no matter what. The worst choice may not have been the one you wanted, but does not mean that it was not available to you. Excuse me. If the choice is live or die, guess what? You still cannot say you had no choice, because even then, you still had a choice: live or die. It just depends on what you're willing to sacrifice to live, or just choose to die. There's always a choice. So no matter what anybody ever says to you, if anybody ever says to you, this is the audience, anybody ever says, I didn't have a choice, tell them to go fuck themselves. Because no, you did have a choice. You just chose the wrong one, and now you have to live with it. Where do you go from here? That being said, Liz, what's your opinion on that? Because we have enough time, we can address the last question.
Well, we all choices. Choices is the way to go. Some people choose the right one. The sad thing is too, some people choose the right one. It's still the fucking wrong one, and it ends up getting fucked up or dead.
Yep.
That's one of the one that pisses me off. It's like, really.
And
they just made the happen chance choice of, you know what, they probably thought in the back of it, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be that selfish person. I'm not going to do it. And then they stuck their neck out, or they were like, you know what? I don't know. I'll sacrifice myself. And everyone's like looking around like, really? Holy shit, this person's really going to do it? Yep. And that one person does, and they die. And all these cowardly motherfuckers are the ones that live. It's like, oh, you feel good.
And that's.
I really hope that feels good, because in that sense right there, it goes to show your real true character. When shit gets really grimy and bad, you're not somebody I want to be locked in a room with.
And then that's the tragic hero. That's the one that sacrifices, his own well-being, and sometimes their own life, to make sure that everybody else survives. And it's and like I said, like I know I brought this up to you before. It came up in the Daredevil.
But my favorite though, not to cut you off, favorite in situations like that, when you see it in shows, when that one person does that heroic act, and then you see everything else just go to shit. It's like, did you ever think keeping him around was probably the safest fucking decision? But none of you pussies wanted to step up, and the one that was probably the strongest one in the beginning had to step up and got killed off immediately because none of you weaker leaks would do it.
And it's fucking crazy.
Y'all need to understand a herd mentality that some people aren't as strong as others. And the sad thing is, we're going to get sacrificed whether we like it or not.
Like, I'm trying to see if I can find this one clip from Daredevil Born Again. When, if anybody's not familiar with the show, one of the characters, White Tiger, vigilante, excuse me, he's on trial for being a vigilante. And Daredevil's character, Matt Murdock, he's the lawyer defending him on trial. Excuse me, I have phlegm. And in his testimony, when he asks him, like you did this, why did you do it? And his response is always, because it was the right thing to do. And I even made a meme about that, and I made it with me and my daughter as the Fox avatar. Both of us, standing on a cliff, admiring the Aurora Borealis, and me telling her, the unfortunate thing is that most people will not know how important what we do is until we stop doing it. And then her response is, if it hurts to be ignored, why do we still do it? And my response immediately after that is, because it's the right thing to do. Like, it hurts. Yeah, it sucks when we go out of our way to help people that we care about, even people we don't even fucking know sometimes. We put ourselves at risk. We risk our own lives in some cases. These movies, these TV shows, these heroes that sometimes, sacrifice their fucking lives. And entertainment value all you want, but no, these stories, these characters inspire real people to do real fucking events and feats that in some cases cost them their lives. And you hear about it all the fucking time in movies and shows about people going in and burning houses that are not EMTs, that are not first responders. Saving. They're running home. They're on a fucking jog, and they see a fucking burning house. They hear people fucking screaming inside. They run in, fucking save a kid, save a dog, again, a pet, anybody for that matter. And in a lot of cases, they end up fucking dying. In the case that I mentioned earlier about that young woman talking about her dad who died on 9/11, talking about saying how, when a guy on Wall Street can make $1 million in 5 minutes, but would he be willing to run to a burning building to save somebody else's life? She was talking about her dad, who came out of fucking the building and looked behind him, and his crew was not behind him, ran back inside, made sure that his crew got out, and guess who didn't fucking make it? Yeah, exactly. He made it out, went back in, and he was the only one that didn't survive out of that crew. But guess what? That motherfucker wasn't making $1 million a year. Shit, a few thousand at most. I mean, was it worth it? I don't know. You tell me. It's like I mean, again, like these are the real heroes that are inspired by fictional heroes, people that we look up to, that we say, there's just stories and books and TV shows. No, dude, no. My entire life is based on these motherfuckers. My parents didn't raise me to be that way. Fucking characters like fucking Thor, the Incredible Hulk, Batman, Spider-Man, fictional characters that deal with real fucking life problems. And again, alongside all the other shit they're trying to do. And all the while, when they took off the fun costume, they're real fucking people. That's why, by the way, anybody not familiar yet, check out fucking Spider Noir with Nicolas Cage. Like, I was skeptical. This and I were talking about it before we started recording. And no, dude, like, I actually do like Nick Cage as an actor. I was skeptical about the live action, show of Spider Noir with him in it. But I was actually really impressed, dude. Especially toward the end. Not gonna spoil it for anybody. But this one scene when he just fucking just goes off on some people talking about Spider-Man being a real person, dealing with real shit. He's a regular guy like everybody else with real problems. And that's supposed to be a metaphor to anybody watching. Hey, by the way, literally every single person you meet, whether they're somebody of privilege, they look like they're doing great, always understand this. Everybody is fighting a fucking tough battle you will probably never know about. Be kind to everybody until they piss you off or disrespect you. But even then, even when they do that, stop. Pull them aside. Pull them aside. Kill them with kindness. Hey. Dude, what the fuck, man? You having a bad day? Somebody pissed you off? Who pissed in your post toasties this morning, man? Like, what the fuck, dude? I just got here. Why are you in a bad mood? And for all you know, maybe that's exactly what they wanted to hear. I'm so sorry, man. You know what? It's just, I woke up this morning and I was in a great mood, and this shit happened and just fucked up my entire day. And you're like, okay, cool. Okay, well, tell you what, we haven't opened yet. See, I'm work situation. We haven't opened yet. We got 30 minutes. Let's set up. What happens? You want to talk about it? Get it off your chest. What's going on, man? What happened, dude? I mean, there's nobody here. What's going on, dude? Who pissed you off? And then boom, everything's fine. Now nobody's fucking day is ruined. Holy shit. I mean, shit, people.
Everybody's day is ruined, and shit runs smoother. Everyone gets along with each other. Boom, communication.
Communication, people. Like, just talk to each other. We lost. COVID fucked up worse for everybody. But I mean, like we lack communication. We don't talk to each other anymore at all. We need to
pussyfoot around it.
Yes, and then when that's why when people are genuinely suffering or dealing with real problems, when we really need to vent this shit out, like Liz said, we don't want to burden other people with their problems. And people like me want you to, because guess what? I got shit going on in my life. You tell me about your shit. It makes me feel better about myself. If I can help you, I can't take care of my shit right now. If I can help you get to your shit, it makes me feel better. Hey, I did something good today. I'll take that. I mean, to me, anytime I get a win, I'll take it, man. I'll take any win I can get at this point, man, because I'm going through a lot of lows. I'll take any W I can fucking get. That's it.
Any high I can ride, I'm going to take it.
Which, by the way, one more time, cheap plug. Anybody watching this, if you want to get on banana stickers, free therapy, folks. Hey, if you got nobody to talk to, nobody to bitch to me. I won't say a fucking word.
Don't be a chicken shit.
Yeah,
we need guests.
Everybody is a fucking.
Besides Echo.
Sit.
I was like, and us too. We need guests. So we never had a guest besides Echo.
I know. Like everybody's brave behind a keyboard. Nobody wants to get on the fucking mic, man. Talk some shit. Nothing's all uncensored. Nothing's off the table. You can give yourself an alias. Say whatever the fuck you want. I even told my daughter, because I try to encourage her not to like like go crazy with swearing, when like talking in public. I mean, I even like should limit myself talking to her. But she knows time and place. Hey man, if you're pissed, you're feeling passionate about something, say fuck. It's all good. I'm not gonna get mad at you. But time and place. But I did tell her this disclaimer. But on the show, you have my permission. You say whatever the fuck you want. There's no limitations, no censorship. No, this is about you. That's the point of the show. Don't be so sensitive. And I'm gonna get to that in just a second. We'll wrap it up the show with this. I'm gonna really quickly press play on the last question that Echo got. We can start wrapping up the episodes real quick. Here it is.
Can a person completely reinvent themselves? What does forgiveness actually mean? Those are the conversations.
Can a person really invent themselves, and what does forgiveness actually mean? That one really stuck with me a little bit. First, let me get your opinion on that. Like, what do you think about that? Like, can a person really invent themselves? Which kind of goes along the same lines as like, like, can people change? But also more than that,
people can reinvent themselves. Look at me.
That's true.
I was doing drugs. I was doing other shit I shouldn't have been. I put myself in predicaments that got me in really bad predicaments that thank God I never did. But finally one day I was like, ding ding, we have a winner. We're not going to do this anymore.
That's a good point, though. No, I mean, okay, and okay, then ultimately that comes down to like to change. Hitting a focal point in your life to where like, you know what, this isn't working anymore. I need to make some changes. Either, and if not, I'm either gonna end up homeless, dead, or in jail. Either one, not great.
Before I hit rock bottom,
yeah,
grow the fuck up and realize what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be so annoying because I was doing this and it was so much fun. Yeah, well, it's not fun anymore.
It's not fun anymore.
No. Okay, so we're gonna go back to what we were doing before this, right? Yeah.
Like,
we're gonna go back.
Like, I guess like the response to that is basically like, well, really to her question is like, can people reinvent themselves? It's like, they can. It ultimately comes down to change. But what it comes down to is like, are you willing to do it? Because like this happened recently, the whole shit with Joey, him like fucking dating this fucking method and just refusing to stop, to the point where it interfered with the podcast. We had to put the whole fucking show on hold. I got frustrated and said, dude, I'm sorry. I've loaned you money. I've helped you out on countless occasions. I've gone above and beyond, to make sure that you're okay, check on you, make sure you're good. And this is how, you respond to it. I said, fuck it. I'm moving forward. I'm gonna continue, moving forward with the website. And I've been sitting on the past couple of months, like trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with the fucking podcast. Because a few days ago, I looked at our specs and we've gotten a lot more plays on old episodes. We haven't recorded in over a month. People are fucking checking out old episodes of the show. All these fucking promos and fucking, and little like memes and fucking shit I've been posting on fucking social media. It's getting people to check out the show. So I think I was like, man, this is like the worst time for Joe and I to not be able to record an episode because fresh material would be fucking great right now. Now, before I go into that little point that I'm trying to make about that point, because we have just enough time to wrap this up, the last thing that she mentioned, what does it really mean to forgive? Like, okay, because it's a very broad question. Like forgiveness. When you think about it, like, what does it really mean to forgive somebody? What do you think? And at the same time, though, and the reason I bring this up because to me, forgiveness is a very strong word. Because when I talk to my daughter, for those that are not long-time listeners, I didn't raise my daughter, and it's one regret that I have that I still have to live with for the rest of my life. And I tell her on a regular basis. And I don't say it anymore. I'm done, playing the victim game. But she knows for a fact that I know she has not, quote unquote, actually forgiven me. She's never actually literally said, I forgive you for not being there. But I've told her countless times that even if she does, I would never forgive myself because I won't. Which is why I don't have any other kids. My daughter's my only kid. I told myself I could not be a father to her. I would not be, a father to anybody else because it's just not right. And I've to this day and will not ever forgive myself for not being there. But I have been known to forgive literally every single person that has ever wronged me for whatever reason has ever been, except for fucking Buffalo Bobby. I'm not gonna talk about him right now. That's a story for another time. If you're a long-time listener, don't be so sensitive. You know what I'm talking about. Buffalo Bobby. That's all I'm gonna say. But I've always found ways to forgive everybody for whatever reason, because in my head, myself, you know what? For whatever reason, I mean, we've all been there. Everything is circumstantial. You know, it shit happens. You know, there's no point in dwelling on the past. But at the same time, though, that's just me. Like, what about you, Liz? I mean, what do you feel is acceptable when it comes to forgiveness, and more so than that, what does it actually mean to forgive somebody?
I can forgive people. It's one of those you're like, you know what, like maybe we took the situation out of context where it should have been, but like, you know, the way it happened was the way it acted. So like, I'm not gonna change that. I'm not gonna apologize for that. But the way that you did this is the way that I reacted, or vice versa. So that's the chain of reaction that happened there. But granted, I've had a situation like that, and it blew up in my face. Well, not necessarily blew up in my face. It was one of those like, okay, you just showed me who you really are. So I will still be cool with you, aka cordial. But when it comes down to anything like that, know that when you needed help and you were acting like we were badass, we were cool, that we seemed like pretty good friends, you bit the hand that feeds you, so to speak, which was me. So it's like, all right, I'm still going to keep a tally of that. But like I said, from a distance, I'll still be cordial to you. I'll still be nice because I have to. But in a situation, if I didn't have to, bitch, you're fucking dead to me. I'm not going to waste my time on you. Once you show me your true colors, it's nah, bye, goodbye. And they look at you like, well, what? I was like, no. And then you bring it up and they get all defensive, like, well, no. And I didn't. It's like, why are you acting like that, though? Like, your blood pressure is raised and I can see it in your eyes. Your eyes are getting all wide. But I know the tells because I've lied to people, too, and I've acted like that. So why are you acting like that knowing that you're innocent? And they just kind of look holes through you because they don't expect you to call them out on it. It's like, yeah, like I said, so cordial,
yeah, I mean,
but we're not cool.
More times than not, people get defensive when you call them out on their bullshit. You know, like people stay calm when you say something about them that they know is not true, because they don't have any reason to defend themselves because they know that what you're saying is not true. So the facts will come out on their own. But when you call somebody out on their bullshit, you know, when things that they've been lying about, or, you know, just keeping from you, they get mad, they get defensive because they're afraid they're going to get outed. They're going to realize, oh shit, you know, you're gonna find out I've been a fraud this whole fucking time. And they go into fucking survival mode. They say literally anything they can, everything they can to make sure they come out on top. And the worst part about that is that, like, you already fucked yourself because you started with a lie. You know, I've told people, you know, countless occasions, you know, I don't condone lying unless it's like, you know, not like to like not hurt somebody's feelings, or, you know, like little things here and there. Small lies are acceptable when it's absolutely necessary. But unfortunately, you know, people find themselves in situations, they lie about certain shit, and I get it. Trust me. Sometimes, you know, situations allow. Maybe you're trying to fucking avoid getting arrested, you know, or going to prison. I know. I've been there. Sorry for another time. But the reality is, if you find yourself in a situation like that where you have to lie, then the easiest way, the best way to go about it is the minimal amount of details. Keep your stories very short to the point. The more information you give, the harder it is for yourself, because later on people are going to start asking more questions and you're going to forget your fucking story. You're going to start stumbling. And you know what? And then ultimately what it comes down to, usually every single time, you should have just told the truth from the beginning. You dug yourself a hole.
You notice people too like that when they start doing stuff like that, they'll actually start playing the victim.
Yes. When they finally
they'll double down harder and they'll actually play the victim. It's like, dude,
you don't understand.
Like,
you don't understand what I was going through.
Called out on your shit. We know what you're doing. Like, we brought it up to people,
dude,
and they're looking at you like, well,
and
are you fucking kidding me?
And this is a good note. And don't get me wrong, we will come back to this in the next episode. We do start shutting it down. And it's fucked up. Is it when that happens? This is not like necessarily saying that that's what that person is, but those are sociopathic tendencies, and those are red flags, people. Whenever you feel, whenever you're talking to somebody that you finally call them out on their bullshit, they're backed into the corner, and okay, fine, you got me. I can't deny it anymore. They start throwing out excuses. It's because, and they find reasoning behind all of the shit they've been doing because in their heads, it was justified. And my prime example, and this is why it's going to be a good thing to close on, Joey, my now former fucking co-host for Dopey So Sensitive. For months he's been dating this fucking meth head, whom was supposedly quote unquote pregnant, which I call bullshit on that one. And for the life of me, I could not figure out why he would not fucking leave this bitch. Now, for a while, I put up with this shit. So you know what? It's not affecting the show. I'm concerned, but it's whatever. Just do your thing. Just stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, and we're good. Just don't do anything stupid. And for a while, it was cool, but a lot of shit happened. I'm not gonna go into details right now. We'll get into it later because believe me, a lot of shit happened. A lot of shit that we've never been able to discuss. But now that Joey's not on the show anymore, statute of limitations is gone. I don't mind revealing some shit, but that'll happen in a later episode. Because let me tell you something. Joey told me some shit, and I was like, "What the fuck, bro? Why the fuck are you still there?" But would refuse to leave. And worse than that, my point. Every single time I will say, "Dude, like blah 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 blah. This is going on." He always had a rebuttal. It's because like, dude,
it's just a
no.
Conversation we had. Why would you stay in a bad relationship?
Like, why are you there? This is a dead end. Why are you still there? Fuck the hero complex. It's not even about that anymore, dude. Now you're burning bridges on purpose. You're literally sacrificing everything you have for this fucking cunt. And I showed him. I sent him fucking screenshots of messages that she sent me, throwing him under the bus, calling him a piece of shit, saying I'm not with this guy anymore. He's obsessed with me. He's not coming at me. I go, you see this? She sent me this, and yet you still refuse to let that bitch go. So what the fuck, dude? Like, this is just straight up stupidity. Like, right now you're being fucking pointless. This does not make any fucking sense. And now it's fucking my shit. All the money, all the time I've invested in this project with you in it, calling you my business partner for fucking almost 8 years now, and you're literally throwing all that away for this dumb cunt whom fucking sleeps around, doesn't give a shit about you, talks shit about you, and in the end, when all the fucking smoke is settled, she won't be there. You're gonna be all by yourself. Everybody's gonna be gone. It's just gonna be you. And then what? You
ever think this whole time though you've been footing his bill?
Yeah.
You've always had his ass in back pocket. You've always had his ass in back pocket. You need your money for some stupid shit. You always have his ass in back pocket. And this is what he does to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not loyalty, dude.
It fucking pissed me off, dude. And I found out, he's doing other shit.
Fuck about him being on drugs. No, that ain't loyalty, dude. That's fucked up.
It is fucked up. So, in light of that,
true colors.
In light of that, and this will be the first topic we bring up in the next episode because it's not going to happen overnight. In light of all that, and then we'll start wrapping. We'll start. Actually, when we do shut this up, we're getting to the 3-hour mark. We gotta give our final thoughts. In light of all that, to any longtime listeners, any new listeners, stay tuned. I'm very excited about this. I did find a replacement. I didn't want to, but I had to. Got to move forward. The show must go on. I found a replacement for Joey on Don't Be So Sensitive. So coming soon, Don't Be So Sensitive 2.0. My daughter, and Liz, you know her name, don't say it out loud, is actually going to sit in the chair. And she actually came up with a great alias for her character because she told me that she actually did have a nickname growing up because her middle name is related to Alex. says, you know what? I want to go by the. Is it? Would it be okay? Go by the name Alex? I mean, I haven't been called that in a while. I kind of like going by that name. That's perfect. Actually, it rolls right off the tongue in the intro. I said, what about a last name? Would you want to go by just Alex? Because with Don't Be So Sensitive, it was Don't Be So Sensitive with Joey Max Power. By the way, always put Joey's name in front for the record, out of respect for that piece of shit. I can say that out loud now. I always do that. I always put everybody in front of me. The only reason Liz is next to my name after me is only because it just sounds better in the intro. That's the only reason, by the way. If I could say it better with the Liz first, that's what I would have. But then I just sounded better saying the Liz. But we started with Joey and Max Power because, and that's also why it's not Joey's last name. So when I asked Alex, my daughter, if she wanted to use a last name alias or even her own last name, she asked me, could I use your last name? And I was like, what do you mean? Well, I want to know if I could say Alex Power. And I'm like, what? Dude.
My chest is kind of swelling right now.
Yeah, dude, I got emotional.
I'm getting that proud daddy.
Yes,
right
that's exactly what happened. I was sitting in a Wingstop waiting for a delivery to come out, and I'm reading this message going, oh my God. That's an honor. You want to use my name? Oh my God, of course you can. Are you kidding me? Yes. I gotta rewrite the entire fucking intro now. I gotta fucking do this shit right. Like, holy shit, I'm excited now. And now for the record, we don't know when the inaugural episode is gonna come out. I did make a poster on my TikTok. Anyone wants to look it up, Max Power 2020. I did make a poster for the upcoming of the show, and she decided to stay with the avatar as the fox, which is great. But it's gonna be interesting because it's new perspective. She's just under 20 years younger than me, so different views, different outlooks on life. But at the same time though, she's just like me. And I told her, hey, no filters, no censorship. Talk about where the fuck you want. I'm not gonna get after you, for fucking using vulgar language. The whole point of the show, like the title says, don't be so sensitive. What's in your mind? What do you want to talk about? And she was like she's gung ho about it, because she even said at one point in that conversation saying how she's looking forward to it because she's never been able to do that, to just openly talk to anybody about everything and anything, not worried about judgment or the repercussions of it. And no, that's the whole point of the show. That's why I keep on telling everybody to get on Banana Stickers. That's what that show is. Volunteers. What do you want to talk about? I'll interview you. I'll shut the fuck up and just you talk some shit. Maybe you want to talk about a coworker or a boss or just shit in general, just pissing you off in life. Whatever you got, man. I'll listen to you. Free therapy. All that being said, again, look forward to this. Stay tuned. Don't Be So Sensitive 2.0. Joey, I love you, man. But God damn it, dude. Go fuck yourself. Because you were riding my coattails. And I literally told you on several occasions that's all you had to do was just be present. I was asking for nothing from you, but simply that. Stay out of trouble. Reserve a couple of hours of your time once a week. And that was it. I've funded this entire project since day one. And you son of a bitch could not even fucking follow through with a simple fucking request. It's just to be there. That's it. So guess what? We're moving forward. The show must go on. Now the show's going to be Don't Be So Sensitive 2.0 with Alex Power and Max Power. And I'm not going to lie, I'm really looking forward to how that goes. But we need to shut this down. We're going to go ahead and proceed with our final thoughts. But before that, Liz, is there anything you want to add to this conversation before we go to that?
No. I honestly just wish you well. I know it's gonna fucking pop off. I already know it's gonna do good. The way that y'all talk about each other, like, y'all got really good chemistry, and there's no denying that she's your daughter. Like, even though you always say, I can't believe this is my daughter. It's like, well, yeah, dude, she came from your fucking loins. She is your daughter. But, like, the way you talk about her, like, she's, like, just like you. But she's got a head on her shoulders as well. She's very stubborn. She's very smart. And she knows what's going on with the times right now. So, that's going to be fucking badass to have on the new one. And with ours, I guess we're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I ain't going to stop.
Yeah,
I don't plan on stopping. Does anybody plan on stopping us? Because I don't plan on stopping us.
Yeah, I'm not asking for the obligation that I asked from Joey. So I mean, whenever you have free time, let me know, and we'll put together content whenever we can. And
Oh, yeah, for sure. I want to get more consistent, like trying to at least do maybe 2 a month. I really want to start being more consistent, like start pushing out at least 2 a month. Because I even told Dre, I was like, I have been slacking. She's like, kind of have. I was like, I know.
Even that,
like, I come home from work and I'm really tired, and then comparing on his schedule, it's all conflicting sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, even like once a month is good. I mean, that's how we started the show to begin with. We didn't have a set schedule, and I told Alex the same thing. Like, hey, I run it on you. You tell me when you have free time. You hit me up. Hey, I have such day free, such time frame free. I'll work around you. You let me know when you're free, and okay, cool. I'll reserve that time slot, and then everybody else can go fuck off, and we'll record something. We'll put something together, and I'll make it work. Simple as that. So
Yeah.
so I'm right now the ball's in her court. I told her, you know what, take care of all the shit you got going on. You let me know, and we'll plan it out, and we'll do our inaugural episode. I'll not crazy promote it, but I mean, everybody, okay, finally doing it. This is gonna be it. Let's see what happens. And I told her straight up, the way I enter this show every single episode, I do the intro, I give our honorable mentions, I do the cheap plug for the other podcast, the website, and I say, how are you doing? And based on your response, we go from there. I find something from what you said, and then boom, conversation starts, and down the rabbit hole we go. Yep. And her conversations that I've had with, sorry, the conversations I've had with her have been really good because again, she's half me. She's a smart kid, so I already know it's gonna be a good production. So I'm looking forward to see how it goes. But all that being said, this will be our final thoughts. Liz, what is you? Sorry, let me do this properly. This is Max and Liz's final thought. Allah Jerry Springer, may you rest in peace. We actually do this at the very end to reflect on everything we talked about and just give any final note, just to the audience, just something profound or just any last 2 cents we want to give to anybody listening out there. That being said, this is Liz's final thought. Liz, what do you got for us?
Remember, guys, you don't need to expect the love you think you deserve. That goes out with a lot of people that are in domestic violence relationships, situationships, where you feel like you're stuck. You're not. You can't get out. It's gonna be hard, but you can't get out. There's resources out there. There's so many fucking people that you can connect. And next episode, I will make sure I get a few of those names so I can start plugging those as well. And also, too, there's one I want to plug. It's for women and guys. Our country's against us. They're not for women having reproductive rights. They want us to be subservient and be their freaking broody mares. You guys need to start looking into the LilithFoundation.org because you need to remember that abortion is healthcare.
I agree. What was the name of the site again?
The LilithFoundation.org.
LilithFoundation.org. Repeat it 3 times just to make sure everybody heard that. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, Lilith Fund. It's LilithFund.org.
Yeah, so seriously, I mean, stand up for yourselves, people, everybody. Everything is fucked up right now, but does not mean that we do not have human rights. So what's that? I got just a few minutes left. I'm gonna keep this short. This is Max Power's final thought. I don't have a whole lot to add to that. We're talking about a lot of shit. Really, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, and just reiterate what I've always said. Is that check on each other, check on your friends. Like the hard truth that we all have to remember is that everybody has lives. Everybody's doing something. Just because we don't hear from somebody after enough time goes by does not mean that person doesn't care about you, does not think about you. We have responsibilities. I go days without hearing from anybody, despite the fact that I check on everybody. And it hurts my feelings sometimes. But I remind myself, people have lives. And you shouldn't take offense to the fact that, not everybody can respond to you at a moment's notice. And a lot of people think women do that. No, dude, guys do it too. I get upset when I don't get a response from somebody when I'm actually wondering about somebody's well-being. I do wellness checks. It's wellness. I literally say that wellness check. How are you doing? Just want to get back to me whenever you can. A week goes by. Hey, haven't heard from you. Are you okay? Are you alive? And the reason being is because you'd be surprised. It happened to me one time. Get into it later. If you're a veteran listener, you already know what I'm talking about. I reached out to somebody, and the response I got was not good. It was actually very tragic. That's why I remind people on a regular basis, check on each other. May was Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. You know what? Like Liz said a few episodes back, men need an entire fucking year. Guys, reach out. If you're struggling, you're dealing with some shit, you know what? Don't be like me, fucking cry in the shower. Okay, you know what? Hey, I get it, man. We all struggle. We all deal with shit, and women too. Mental health is not a fucking solely just for people born with a penis. Everybody deals with something. The only difference is women have an easier time getting help than they often do. So than men often do. But regardless, anybody, everybody, if you're dealing with some shit, reach out to somebody, a friend, a family member, at the very least. Always my go-to. The very least, coming from a bartender. Go to a bar. Bartenders are fucking lay psychologists. You can open up to the motherfuckers. They won't judge you. They're doing the job. You never have to go to that bar ever again. You might never see that person again. But guess what? After a few drinks, open up to them like Barbara Walters. And at the end, you might maybe just feel a little bit better. And the next morning, you can go about the rest of your bullshit all over again. And hey, if you wake up the next day, that's already a good day. If it makes it to the end of the day, that is a great day. That being said, this has been Don't Fear the Queer with Max Power and Liz. I'm Max Power here with my co-hosts.
Liz, y'all be safe. Have a good night. Treat each other right.
Y'all be safe out there. More importantly, be fucking grateful.